don't work. Whoops, I thought I fixed it. Hi. Hello, shroommates. How are you? How are you doing on this lovely Friday afternoon? Hi, I'm late. I found out I needed to take a shower before stream instead of after stream. 3 minutes before I started stream. Ouch. So that's why I'm late. I apologize. Happens to the best of us. Apparently, I am leaving literally the moment stream ends to go to an event. I have found this out just now. So I have to end in a timely manner at the end. But hi, I'm EG. I'm a freelance artist Fungi. I'm also an educator, and I'm also a volleyball player and maybe a little bit of a shark right now too. I got a lot of cool things going for me. New outfit looks cute. I missed the reveal. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I just debuted it on Wednesday. I really like it. I'm very proud of it. I have some edits I'm gonna make to it already still, but I didn't have time to do them yet. But today we are Artfight attacking. I am back to attacking. I'm gonna attack back. I have a randomized spinner wheel today, so that way I can randomly revenge people who have attacked me already. So I'm going to do that. Yes. EG took a quick dip in the ocean before stream. I did! See, the shower was easy. I just had to go sploosh and like slam myself under the ocean for a second. I hear that's good for your skin. Yes. But what was I was saying something? Oh, Artfight. Yeah, I have a randomized spinner so I can pick who I'm attacking today. Shroommates, I hope you guys are having fun attacking each other. I've been snooping on all the cool Artfight attacks you guys have made against each other, and I'm very proud of you. I like them very much. There's some very cute ones in there. I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to doing our showcase stream after Artfight is over, because we have this Friday and next Friday still for Artfight. I think next Friday is the last day of Artfight, if I'm remembering correctly. So we'll finalize some attacks next Friday. And then we'll do our showcase, I believe, the following Friday after that. But yes. Nilo is taking a stab at what I might be saying because cannot hear me. Hello everyone, my name is EG. I be arting, and today we'll be beating up Rex for his emoji crimes. I don't know why you all are so bothered by Rex and the emojis. I enjoy Rex's. I don't even call them crimes. I like the mass overload of emojis. It makes me feel like everything Rex is sending is like a copy pasta in the best way possible. It gives it a very like light-hearted note. You know what I mean? I don't know why you guys think it's cursed. I like excessive emoji use. You can't bother me with that. But Corey, welcome back for 15 months! Welcome back! I hope you've enjoyed your rotation up to this point. I hope you've enjoyed 15 months of EG randomly losing all their hair and spinning and rotating, and I hope you enjoy continuing to participate in it, mayhaps, maybe. Well, I beat Rex and Nylon me first before stream. It only counts if you're first after I hit the button. If you say first before I hit the button, it don't count. I need to just make a first redeem so you guys can have it settled for all time finally who is actually realsies first. Then we can settle it then. You guys don't have to fight. This is my first stream. What's happening? I'm in the ocean because I am water themed for the next couple months. My hair is missing because the shroommates keep trying to eat it. I'm sure it'll come back eventually, but I'm just bald temporarily. What can you do? And we're gonna draw things. That's what we're doing. Eventually, I say. We will draw. We have no Jubby with us today. Jubby joined us for our past 2 Artfight days. Jubby is not here. Jubby's going to get home during stream. So I will just be me here with you. I hope that is acceptable. I hope you're not all going to go, oh, we want Jubby back. Where's Jubby? Because that's kind of how I feel on the inside, deep in my heart, whenever they are not here. But it's the EG way today, which is usually the way it is. Usually it's the EG way or the highway. So it's just EG. Could we fish? You know what? You know, maybe I could let you fish. I could let you fish. Do you want to fish? I can let you fish. Hang on, actually, wait. I may not be able to let you fish right this second. I can't let you fish for checks 27 minutes. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I can't let you fish for 27 minutes? Why don't I show you why I can't let you fish for the next 27 minutes. I think this is where I go and it'll show you? Yeah. Fish cooldown? No, 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 not fish cooldown. I have Uma Musume playing in the background right now. I'm doing the auto run while I do Artfight today. And I can't have 2 Steam games open at the same time. It just doesn't work. Whoops. There's my hand. It won't let me. It doesn't permit it. So I'm doing an auto run for King Halo because I need a new sprint Uma. But yes, Hashire, Hashire, Uma Musume. Also doing a King Halo run. I've barely done any King Halo runs ever. 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 So now we're doing them. And it's auto running because let me tell you something. This new scenario I'm PO'd at. I ain't happy at this new scenario. This is my beginning of stream yap. I'm not happy. Yes, we will be doing art. I'm off topic. It's okay. I'm allowed. I'm permitted. One off topic. I'm mad, and that is because if I go home, none of my Grand Live Umas are any good. I can't figure out this scenario. I don't know how to make something viable. The game, I think, also just crashed. Taiki's not moving. Girl, you okay? Oh no, she's good. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how this works. I'm not good at it. I took such a long time away from the game that I can't figure out what I'm doing. This is the only Uma I've successfully trained in this scenario, and I didn't even train her. This is an auto train. She's 1,000 points above my best thing I could figure out how to train. Oink! I don't know what I'm doing. Help! I don't understand the scenario. I was much better at Make a New Track. This is all Make a New Track all through here before I stopped playing, and then I've played I think like 1 career manually, which is this one, since then, and then that's it. I don't know what I'm doing, but it is much faster, so I'll take that. But genuinely don't know why there's any many horse girls. Because why not? Because they're cute and fun, and because stat trainer games are cool and enjoyable. But this is gonna happen in the background while I draw today. So once this career that has, what, let's see, 25 minutes left to it is over, then I will let you guys fish. I will permit fishing after that, because it just won't let me have 2 games open at the same time. Unfortunately, I cries. But let me put us into an art room so that way we can draw. Look, here's my drawing tablet. I guess I could do this. This doesn't actually look too bad. I could switch it to the one where it's only my drawing tablet. I guess it's fine. Drawing at sea. Hey, you can't make me not draw. I will always draw. Even if I am trapped out at sea, I will draw. Come on. Come on! It's lagging so bad for some reason. But look, here, we draw here. Oh, I don't know why I did this, actually. Hang on, I lied to you. I need to do it. Teacher, the auto run can be offline. You don't have to have the game open. This is the newer JP auto run. Oh, really? Really? For realsy? So if I close it, it won't be a problem? So I can just close it now? And then I can give you guys fishing? Okay, noted. Bet. Won't be a problem. Hell yeah, we're fishing. We're gonna fish. Me close Uma Musume. Bye! I've been closing and playing Fortnite. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have you all here to tell me how this actually works. Rip Uma Musume. We will never forget you. Actually, wait, here's a question. Oh yeah, there we go. I have it. I'll just have to add it to this room, probably, because I don't think it's in here yet. I'll have to do a little rearranging. Maybe I'll hide the pinned note at the top for a second, and then we will lurk bait up there, you know? Get rid of that. Oh, let it load in for a second. There we go. I don't want you on this window, thanks. Cool. Temporary chat bot outage. Great. Love that. I don't love that, actually. Maybe we'll finally be able to fish food to eat for dinner. Sure, mates, are you guys still hungry? What happened? Let's see, is it connected? It's not. Give me a browser, please. There we go, nice. Yep, okay, authenticated. It's been so long since I've launched this that it doesn't remember me. There we go, close that. And I have to give you the redeem back. Oh wait, I don't think I gave you most of the redeems back after last stream. Whoops. Here, you can have all of your redeems now. Where is it? Here. Fish? Nope. Yes, there we go. Okay. Did I get rid of fish? I got rid of fish! Probably because we didn't use it in so long. Let me get rid of bagel. We don't need bagel. Go fishing in Lark Bait. Bam! It costs 1! Gray screen of void. It's not void, it's drawing tablet. Here, wait. I'll open something for you so it doesn't look like void. I will open the base that I'm going to use to draw in. There. Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Come on. You got it. There we go. Here you go. See? Now you have thing to look at. You can be stared at ominously while I try and make this work properly. Yep, fish. Let's see. Did I do this correctly? We will find out. Try using the channel point redeem to fish and see if that does it. Refresh and see if fish. See if fish possible. Yes, fish possible. Did it cast? Oh, you can't see it. It's working, I'll tell you that. Also, my shirt keeps doing this. Stop that. Stop that. Fix that. Stop. My shirt gets trapped inside of my chest. Did I replace the on the Twitch thumbnail? Maybe. 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 Oh, is there a cooldown? Hang on. I may have set a cooldown. Oh, yeah, no, there shouldn't be a cooldown. There we go. I fixed it. I've solved it. Sorry. Ow. Ow. Oof. Ouchie. Ouch. Oof. Ouch. Ow. Ouch. Try not to spam fishing, please, if you'd be so kind, so that way everyone gets a turn to fish. Because if you spam fishing, then we will not all get to fish. Maybe I don't want to have to create an actual cooldown for it. Hey, I see some of you spamming it. Stop spamming fishing. Stop. Don't do 2 or 3 at a time. Just wait. Take your turn. Don't fill the queue up. Let me put the game capture in. Here, lick bait. Yeah. Excuse me? Yeah, here we go. Okay. It's here. I did it. Where is it? There it is. Bam. Put this right here. This is actually perfect for the season right now. There we go. Lark bait. Have fun. Go fishing, shroommates. But don't like overdo it. Don't overdo. Yeah, there you go. So now you'll be able to see what you get up in the corner here. Apparently the chat bot isn't working, so it won't tell you. But you'll be able to see when it shows up here. So like Aerith just got a flying squirrel, and you received a couple pieces of gold about it. We'll see. We created drawings for fishing, right? Yeah, you should see them now that they're up there. There's like 300 or so options for fishing up here, I believe. There's an incredible quantity of them. There's infinite fish, maybe. Also, is there sound effects for fish? Did I turn it off? Oh, I guess we don't really need to hear all of that. It would just be constant, never ending. So here, let me pin a note. Use the channel point redeem to fish. Please don't spam it though. Pop. There we go. There's your warning. No Gary returned? Oh, can you not hear him? Was he supposed to say something and he didn't say it? Gary, my son, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why? Don't do this to me, son. Could do like a 30-second delay so it's not spammed, but there's no way to delay it per person. If I make it a 30-second delay, there's no reason why it wouldn't, you couldn't just, someone couldn't just sit there with it open and just wait for it to count down and then click it again. And I actually don't even think I can set a delay that's that short. I think the lowest delay I can set is a minute, as far as I'm aware. Oh my gosh, that being called Shroomate because it predates Gary having a name is crazy. Hang on, snacks and hydration and hands and ladders and approval and disapproval. If you want to throw things at me other than fish, there's other things you can throw now. Head pats, or actually short hair, long hair, which should work on this model. Some gloop. Yep, there you go. Pitch ladders at me, that's fine. T-posing, bonking, Google, launching, giraffe, glitching, small. Yep, I'll stand right here. You don't need to see anything of what's behind me. You don't need to see any of it. The long hair, the short hair, yeah, it's done both already. Look how short my hair is. I almost went pixie cut. Oh, I did long hair first. Did that work? I imagine it probably did. It just, wow, was gone. It just switched too quickly. Let's see, what else is there? Luigi, Mikuigi, bald, shroomate, face cam. Yeah, there we go. Got everything. Hi! E-G, ooh, ee-oo. Hashire, Umamusu Mikume. Speaking of Miku, there she was. In the pond. There we go. Hair so cute short, I know, right? I feel like I just want to have less and less and less and less and less hair as time goes on. Also, is there one... Oh no, that's my ear muffs. Yep, good. Totally normal and chill EG stream right now we're having. Very good. Very, very normal. Very, very chill, normal EG happening right now. I feel like I'm like too far to the side. Why am I like over there? Do I need to reset my tracking so I'm centered?
I've been silenced for so long. The water was in my mouth, and I couldn't say anything.
That's all I heard. Son, try surfacing before you speak, please. I'm begging. I've been silenced. We heard Gary, but not you. No, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear anything. All I heard was I heard him. I'm doing silly. It's okay, don't worry. Gary can't drown? No, he's a good swimmer. He's a strong swimmer. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. He's a-okay. I need to fix my face tracking because I'm like off to the side for some reason. Why am I so far over? There. There we go. I'm less far over now. Okay. I actually fill this side of the screen pretty well now that I'm long-necked. So, we're gonna do some Artfight attacking today. I'm going to grab... I'm actually gonna spin my roulette first. Can you hear it? It's spinning. Can you hear it? It's doing the thing. Spinning round and 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 round. Oh, this is the one I used that took 10 years to spin. Oh, I didn't think things through. Oh no, okay, I may have to switch it. What the heck? I didn't think this through at all. I have failed. Oh, but I have a winner at least, okay. It came through. I'm going to be revenging Starlight. What is up with my shirt? Stop that. I'm gonna revenge Starlight, who is the person who drew me as a keychain blind box earlier this art fight. This was the art that they made for me. Look at me! I'm a little keychain! I'm a little keychain! I'm in a blind box! There's my son right down there at the bottom! He's so happy. He's so smug. Look at him. This is so cute. So we're gonna revenge this person, and I'm going to pick one of their characters. Let's see. What do we have? I think I'm gonna go with... Oh, this fella looks like a fun hairstyle for it. Oh.
Glug 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 you go gurgle.
Yeah. Glug 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 glug.
Hey, it's Gary, and I hope you all are having a good day and have nothing to be sorry for unless, if you were Selma, where you have everything to be sorry for.
What? You're not allowed to be sorry for anything. Not permitted, illegal. Not possible. No. Gary, not even you are allowed to apologize to me. In any way, shape, or form. Oh, this person has most of their OCs drawn with their eyes shut, which actually kind of makes this difficult for me because I need to see eyeballs. Wait, did they have a second page for that one? The OC I wanted to draw. Oh! I can't see. They don't have eyes open. There's like a reference for what the eye color is, so I guess I'll just do whatever I want. But I want to know what your eye shape is. I guess this works. Oh wait, no, here's a reference. There we go. Okay, so eyes are not super duper uber wide. There we go. Got it. Let me stick these somewhere else so I can have them as a reference. Oh, I can put them over here because I have a big brain and I'm smart. There we go. Bam. But now while we just do a little bit of drawing of this fella... Oh, that texture might be a lot. Yeah, we'll stick with this. While we do some drawing, I can relay some tales to you from my vacation, because I was in fact gone for a hot minute. I was gone for like a week and a half, I think, was what the total time ended up being, because I went to Maine! I traveled first, originally, by plane. Man, this was really a trip of me taking every possible type of public transport that is available to me. I took a bus, I took a car, I took a plane, I took a bike, I did a lot of walking, I did travel by boat at one point, but that's it was a good time, but man, it ended interestingly. So hang on, we'll start from the beginning. We went to Bar Harbor, Maine, which is an island off the coast of Maine, if you are unfamiliar. This is the furthest north I have ever been in my lifetime, because for what it's worth, I am a little bit of a homebody. Don't get me wrong, I love a vacation, I love touching grass, I love going outdoors. However, I would prefer to stay close to home a lot of the time. It stresses me out to travel a lot of the time, and I'm not somebody who is good particularly at taking breaks, so whoops, don't do text, thanks. So the entirety of the time I was on that trip, I was thinking about my summer outfit debut. I was like, I still need to finish fixing my stinger, I have to do this, I have to do that, when I get back I have to do these things. And also, because I'm self-employed right now, over the summer I do not do my teaching work or my studio supervising work, my digital fabrication work. So the entire time I was gone, I was like, well, I sure hope I'll make enough money this month, despite the fact that I'm taking a whole week off from consultations and from everything that I normally typically do. Scary. And this is the second month in a row where I took a 1-week vacation. Did I do that last year? Did I miss 2 weeks last year? I actually can't remember. But I think in my grand total of almost 2 years as a VTuber, I think I've only ever missed maybe 3 or 4 whole weeks of streaming. Can anyone fact check that? Does anyone actually know how much streaming I've missed? I know that I missed a week when I moved. Oh, I might have missed 2 weeks when I moved. I missed the week before I moved out of my apartment up in the frozen north. And then I missed another week when I moved, when we were staying at the Fungi family's house, and then I moved to the apartment I live in now, and I didn't have internet, so I think I missed a week from that. But you know what? Actually, I don't think I missed a full week the first time I moved, when I moved back to Fungi family's house for the 2 months I was there. Anyways, doesn't matter what the truth is. I miss you in the frozen north. Billy, I miss you too. I'll have to revisit the frozen north once more. Oh, but that's what I was talking about, is that I don't like traveling far, and I am bad at taking vacations, I'm bad at taking breaks. Only in the last, 6 months have I actually been, good about letting myself play games again. Crazy. I don't think I played, a video game other than, maybe just doing my logins for Uma Musume.
Parent, as an aside, speaking of 2 years, apparently Amber has been a mod for 2 years,
wow,
which feels like way too many.
Oh my,
too many, even 2 years. Seriously.
Really? Has it really been that long? I guess it has been. Wow, I accepted mods so early into VTubing. I made some good choices, let me say, but that's crazy! Happy 2-year mod anniversary, Amber! You're just as old as a mod as I am as a streamer at this point, which is wild. Happy Amberversary. Yeah! That means it's also happy Odgeversary too, probably. Because I accepted Odgepodge and Selma. Or not Selma, I read Selma's name in the chat and said that. Congrats, Selma, you've been randomly selected to obtain duties. I'm kidding. But yes, happy Odgeversary and Amberversary. I think my original mods otherwise have parted ways. What is my sleeve doing? Stop that. There we go. I think Baroque was my original YouTube mod, and Skyrim also doesn't really get to participate in the modding anymore. I think Skyrim still stops by in the Discord server, but they both ended up having like time conflicts. But yes, 07 Baroque Oak, wherever you are out there, and Skyrim as well. But yeah! Wahoo! We'll have to celebrate a 1-year modiversary for Rex and some of the other fellas too. When will that be? Like January, I think? Maybe? Maybe. I don't actually remember how old. Oak isn't around anymore? Nope. Oak is not. Oak is not. Oak is doing their own thing. Oak is, I think, too busy as a VTuber and artist and other things to be a mod any longer, which is totally fair and understandable. Happens. Been 2 years since I subscribed. Crazy. I know. It is wild, isn't it? I like can hardly believe that this is even possible. I've been here for so long. Mod appreciation stream. You know what is a thing that I've seen other VTubers do, and I've just seen like other people in general do, which is interesting that I've never tried to do, is they'll have like, what do you call it? Like they'll play a game with their like mods in the voice chat, essentially. Because like, I trust that my mods wouldn't break my stream rules. You all know what the rules are. You all know what I can say and do, and what you could say and do. You literally enforce what can be said and done. I did see that. Yeah, like I see indie VTubers doing that, not infrequently. And I was like, maybe I could do something like that in the future. We could have like a like mod celebration day where the mods get to destroy me in a game, perhaps. Also, my 2-year mod anniversary, I suppose. Billy, that's true. Yours is beyond 2 year because you and Jubby were my mods before I had mods, is what it was. So I guess technically, yes. Also, happy modiversary to Jubby and to Billy. Let's see. So we have a mouth, and there's a nose, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 gems under the eyes. We're putting like a little bit of an arc. The pre-mods, happy days. Yeah! Happy pre-debut mod day also. My voice reveal, OMG. Rex, have you not used your voice anywhere on the internet ever before? I know that, I know Amber's voice is out on the internet. I don't know if Aj's voice is on the internet. I think it is. But I cannot confirm this. I believe so, though. Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Okay. I see. But that'd be funny. That'd be wild to debut your voice. I know VTubers do that sometimes, too. Where they'll have, like, a voice debut. How do I want to do this fella's eyes? It seems like they have a forehead sparkly, so maybe we'll do, like, sparkly eyes, too, to go with it? I think that makes sense. Not since I was 14. Whoa! Would it be crazy if I told all of you that the only place I exist online is as Squiiji? This is why I'm not actually afraid of being doxxed. I don't think there are any photos of me on the internet when I'm older than, like, probably, yeah, like 16-ish. And I don't think my voice was ever on the internet prior to becoming EG. Yeah, you'll never find me is what I'm saying. Smiles. So, for as much as I do every once in a while worry a little bit about my safety on the interwebs, I do have to remind myself that I am untraceable. You'll never find me. I'm not out there. Absolutely no connection between VTuber me and Flesh me. Fair. A few videos with my face in them on YouTube, but they're not associated with me or my name. Fair. Oh wait, hang on, I'm lying to you. I think there is actually one video where I have my face, and it is from when I was... Actually, I don't even know if... I think it's gone at this point, so I can tell you what it was. But, Fungi Father and Shrew Mom were both very into the... Oh, what is it called? Like, tree house? Remodeling or building show? Do any of you know what I'm talking about? The treehouse show. There's a guy. He does, like, treehouse upgrades. I don't remember what it was, because I didn't really watch it. Treehouse Masters? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Both of my parents were very into that show, and a long time ago, there was a sweepstakes that show ran, where, like, you could essentially submit a video asking the treehouse builder to build you a treehouse of your design or like to your specifications or something. And both of my parents really wanted to do that. So they were like, oh, all the people who are submitting already have like, not to say like boring ideas, but like they have ideas that are stuff that's already been done on the show. Maybe if we ask for something that's never been done, then maybe we'd be more likely to be selected for the show, you know? And so that was the strat. Also, I hate what I'm doing with this hair so far. Get rid of it. But so we had to record, I think it was a YouTube video, essentially explaining what we wanted. I think I'm at the fresh age of like 10, maybe. This is like very early YouTube. I think this is even before privated videos existed. And suffice to say, we did not win. I did not ask for a mushroom treehouse. I think what we had asked for was Fungi Father wanted like some sort of like crazy like sound setup because Fungi Father plays guitar. So like he wanted like an amp or something. And Shroom Mom had asked for, I don't actually know what it was. It was something. Shroom Mom had asked for something specific. Me, at the fresh age of 10, I was already an artist. An artiste! So I had asked to have like really like nice big skylights so that I could use like natural lighting. And like nobody who entered that contest did any editing for their entry video. However, we did. Shroom Mom, I guess, was good with technology back in the day. She doesn't have the foggiest idea how to edit a video now, but back in the day, she had edited this video so that it had like nice cuts between the scenes, and like we would be like working on something and then turn around so that we could like face the camera for the shot or whatever. It was like well made. We didn't win, but it was still interesting. And that is the only means by which I exist on the internet prior to the year of our Lord, whenever I debuted as a VTuber, which I guess was 2 years ago. I feel like I'm making this too far out. This doesn't look right to me right now. Pull this back over, maybe a little. Wowza. Yeah, You were robbed? I know, but if I wasn't robbed, I wouldn't be able to tell you that this happened because that would also probably be doxing me. I can only tell you because we lost, unfortunately. I'm screwing this up. I don't know what I'm doing here for this drawing. Bam. There we go. Bam. There we go. There we go. And then like this one will be higher because it looks like it's higher on the reference. There we go. And we'll give this like some little extra pieces, so it's cute. But yeah, what exactly is Artfight? I haven't been here on stream in so long, but welcome back. Artfight is an event that is held annually, and the point of it is to sort of like allow people who have OCs the opportunity to have their OCs drawn by somebody other than themselves. Because for a lot of people, unless you are like a prolific artist who somehow is social media famous, for your OCs or for something similar, you will be the only person who ever really draws your OCs, unless you can get your friends to do it, which may sound kind of sad. So Artfight allows us the opportunity to attack each other by drawing each other's characters. So I've been doing it for, I think, 5 years. This is my 4th year as EG somehow. I was doing it before I was a streamer. So I am drawing a revenge right now, which is an attack against somebody who had attacked me previously. So the fella that I'm drawing, if I drag and drop it in here, is this fella. I guess I could put this over here and it might not look terrible, right? Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Here, you guys can look at my reference. I'll put it on, yeah, there, so that it's like little. That doesn't look too bad. That looks okay. No physical fighting. Suppose fighting with art is just as cool. I think it's actually even cooler. I think it's a cooler thing to do. There we go. Okay, and then this fella has some little, like, swoopies that come, like, in here, and they're very fluffy. And then we'll do, like, one big one down there or something. There we go. Cute. So the thing that I'm doing for my art fight attacks this year is I'm just drawing these little portraits because I, like many people, many others, have the propensity to burn myself out if I don't sort of level my expectations early in art fight. I will do too much and I will get tired of participating in it before
Hello,
I've drawn enough
Shrewmate,
attacks.
gamers, horses, gay horses.
What?
Selma, I would like to announce that I got accepted into university.
Yay!
I would. As a reward, I would like 42 seconds of blubber bubble bubble.
You want 42 seconds? You want 42 seconds? Here. Here's your congratulations. Ow. Roommates, make sure you responsibly. Congrats, Nilo! I'm so excited for you. That's so exciting. That's so cool. I'm proud of you for getting in. Good work. Yay! Wahoo! I hope that you get to do some enjoyable fishing as a reward. Maybe. I hope you get all the perfumes you could ever want or desire as a reward also, maybe. There we go. Okay, hang on. I finally drew a sketch. Now let's do something else with it. I've also tried to talk about my trip like 3 times and failed. Neither of those should be on. There we go. I'm very not good at telling stories because I end up tangenting from one story into another story, and that is just the way I am, and that's just the way it's gonna be. Let's take like a nice, color like that. That's fine for line art. My trip! The thing I was trying to explain! Me, E.G., hi, nice to meet you. I'm a homebody. I don't like traveling because I get anxious. I don't like going long distances. I don't like flying. Hi, Amber. I don't like flying. I'm a mushroom. My feet should stay firmly planted on the ground if you ask me. And I'm also very afraid of heights. Like, I can ignore it in some capacity. Sometimes. Honk. But, like, the takeoff and landing process of being in a plane does stress me out a good bit, but honestly, the TSA is the worst part. Because I spend the entire time fearing that someone is going to think that I've done something I shouldn't have. I have what Joby calls a guilty, complexion? I just look guilty all the time. I look like I'm lying, I look like I'm guilty, I look like I've done something wrong at every possible opportunity. And I don't do anything. I am very much like a teacher's pet, rule follower, like, I have a fear of authority. But you better bet the entirety of the way through that TSA, I am sweating buckets and looking like I definitely am doing something I shouldn't be doing because it's just the way that my face looks. Or like anytime I go grocery shopping and pass like any kind of like person who is like a police officer or something like that, I'm like, I'm not shoplifting, I promise, I swear. Please don't think I'm shoplifting. I'm not, I promise, I swear. Please don't look at me. I'm not doing anything wrong, please, I swear. And I do that the whole time. Your country's the scariest TSA? It kind of does. I had to walk through a bloodhound sniff check. I got sniffed by dogs on my way. And like, I'm not even flying out of the country. It's flying just within the same country. I think the World Cup had certainly increased the craziness of TSA for me, because one of the airports we were in was one that was not too far away from, I think, where they're having some of the games? It's over. I know it's over. But I think it was it was in the same state, maybe, as where one of the games was occurring. So I think that, like, super duper increased the TSA security, but we had to first walk through, when we went through, before we even got to the TSA, we walked through a, like, corridor where they had 2 guys with 2 bloodhounds walking just, like, back and forth, and you'd have to walk through one at a time, and one dog would pass in front of you as you were, like, slowly walking through, and one dog would pass behind you as you were walking through. Nerve-wracking. For somebody who's doing nothing wrong, terrifying. I was like, this dog is gonna think I smell interesting and decide that it's my problem now and that I can't go to Maine. But it was fine. It ended up being okay. We boarded our flight. We went to Maine. We arrived sort of late in the evening. This is my first time ever taking an evening flight. Showmates, have you guys ever taken an evening flight? Like, I'm not talking about, like, what are they called? A red eye where you fly overnight. I've done that before. But I feel like 90% of the time when I ever fly, it's, like, always in the super duper early morning when we have to leave to board the flight. I, like, never have taken an afternoon, evening flight. It's always, like, you are boarding that airplane at, like, 9 a.m., so you better freaking be at the airport at 4 a.m. I never end up with ones in the afternoon. And I kind of hate flights in the afternoon because it like, I've got that thing, the neurodivergent thing, where if you plan something in the afternoon, you, like, can't do anything leading up to it because you just get, like, paralysis because you spend the entire time worrying about the flight. And Fungi Father is the exact same way. So, like, our flight on the Saturday we left wasn't until, like, I think like 3 p.m. or something? 3 or 4 p.m.? But, you know, we had to leave. We had to drive a good way to the airport. I don't live super close to it, like an airport that's a big enough airport that could take us where we wanted to go. So we had to drive there and then get on the flight. But, like, we woke up and, like, couldn't do anything that day. So we just ended up
When you
just,
live
like,
in a
hanging
country
out.
smaller than an American state, every single real vacation is airplane flight.
Oh, I guess that's probably true. Like, I could probably take an airplane. There's, like, several states in the US, but you could probably take an airplane from one side of it to the other much faster than you could drive from one side to the other. And they have enough, like, major, like, airports for that to be possible, too. Oops, I forgot to look at the other eye here. That's wild. Have you been on a lot of flights then? Because, like, I have not been on that many. I've flown to London once. I was in Oslo once. I went to Key West, Florida once. I flew into Georgia, but that was to go somewhere in the Carolinas. And then I just flew to Maine. So I've flown a couple of times, but it's not that many. But all of my flights have been early morning, other than this one. Not my favorite. Let's see, if I reuse this blue, maybe that'll be nice for the eyes. For just this part. Yeah. Every time I go through security checks, I worry. I'm like, what if I accidentally pack something dangerous? I don't even own anything dangerous. Oh, my sister was stressing Fungi Father out so bad. She is something else. Because Fungi Father is the same way I am about, like, flying anxiety. He's actually more anxious about TSA than he is about being on the plane, whereas, like, I'm kind of equally anxious about both parts. And so, for him, getting through TSA, he is a mess. My father is a very well put together person for the most part, and he is someone who is very, like, calm and, like, even mannered for the most part. He's a goofball, don't get me wrong, and he has his boisterous moments, but, like, he is somebody who is, like, usually pretty unshakable, but it manages to shake him. Boy, does it manage to shake him. Also, I'm doing a terrible job of drawing this. I just need to go like this, so I can make sure I'm making this squared. There we go. And she spent the entirety of the time we were in TSA, though, my little sister, making jokes about, hey, Dad, the sign says you can't have your plastic explosives on you. You better take it out of your backpack before we get there. Hey, Dad, you gotta put your grenade launcher, you gotta check it in your suitcase. And he's standing there, like, just sweating buckets. He is also traumatized from flying because he has had more unfortunate circumstances than anyone else I know trying to fly. I think he has been selected for random searches more than anyone I know. It's wild how much bad luck he had. Back in the day, when he flew somewhere in the 90s, he had a NRA sticker on his backpack, and he got pulled for a search because of that, and therefore almost missed his flight, which I think it was him and my mother going to somebody's wedding too, which would have been a big ordeal. I think it was actually my uncle's wedding, which that would have been pretty bad. He got pulled for a check. They never can determine whether or not they want him to take his belt off or not. So he'll, like, set the metal detector off because a guy told him not to take his belt off. And So then he ends up having to do the pat-down search. He once had to go into, like, a different room so they could do, like, the 360 scan thingamabob. Like, this man has bad luck when it comes to flying. So he was like, shut up, shut up. He's like, stop saying that. Stop. You can't let them hear you. So that was terrible, and I felt bad, and I yelled at her to stop, and she kind of didn't stop. Yeah, National Rifle Association is the thing that I was referencing. I don't think my father's a member of that anymore, but back in the day, I think he was a part of it in some way. Slap someone was well-timed? Yeah, I'm gonna slap my little sister because she would not shut up about it. Mind you, this is my little sister who also tried to board a plane once wearing a shirt from the band All Time Low that said, "We go down together or we don't go down at all," and it had 2 planes crashing on it. Why in your right mind would you wear something like that to try and board a plane? Don't ask me. And like, she flies more than any of us do, so that was just like a wild oversight on her part somehow. This was years ago, but we were like, girl, be so for real. Be so for real. She's something else. She is. Let me tell you, she is. And before you start thinking she's like way younger than me, she's only 2 years younger than me. She's so close in age to me. We could not be more opposite of people. Oh no, I did this on the wrong layer. Oh, I know we're not doing bingo right now, but wrong layer EG is always real and a threat. Cut.
I'm avoiding burnout by doing so many different types of art. I've done watercolor, live-to-dip-hupad animation, more typical digital art, and resin kitchens, doing another live-to-dia N.
Whoa, that's a lot, Sanism. See, that's a good strategy for not getting burned out. My strategy for not getting burned out is using a base, so that way I don't stress myself out having to draw a whole body every time, because believe you me, I would. I would do it, but I'm not going to right now. But good work. I am very impressed by a lot of the stuff I've been seeing on Artfight, because I wish that I had the time or wherewithal to do stuff to that degree, but alas, I just don't. I just don't, unfortunately. I don't have time. If I'm gonna be drawing, I need to be drawing things usually that are for commission work or that are for, EG, for promotional or merch or for outfits or for whatever other random thing I need to be drawing for at any given time, perhaps. Sister and I are the same, similar in age, but very different personalities. Oh, that's a thing that I always find interesting, is how comparable you are to your siblings. I am nothing like my sister. At all. People don't believe us that we're related half the time. Like, ever. They usually don't. And honestly, I kind of don't blame them. I don't think we act very similarly. We don't dress very similar. We don't look very similar. We probably could not be more different people. And, you know, we usually get along most of the time. Like, I was an athlete and an artist growing up. My little sister was a popular girl, was a sorority girl, was, what else would I even say about her? I think mostly just those 2 things. I think those are her defining traits. I was a very uncool kid in high school. No one thought I was cool in high school. I had a lot of friends, but I was not cool by any stretch. At all. And as a result, I always had envy for people who had that, like, cool older sibling thing, because I never got to be that. My sister would come over with her friends, and they would avoid me. My friends always hung out with her. They always tried to be nice to her, but her friends were, like, mean to me growing up, which is wild. How are you gonna be mean to someone who is much older than you? I'd be, like, a senior in high school, and they weren't being nice. Wild. Crazy. Who do they think they are? I am. No. Anyways, I don't really care about that these days. It's not that big of a deal. But anyways, vacation. Now that I'm done complaining about my sister stressing my father out, we did successfully board the plane, and we did successfully arrive in Bangor, Maine. Which, what a name for a place. Bangor, Maine. Then from Bangor, Maine, we had to take a 2-hour drive to Bar Harbor, while the Norwegian team lost in the World Cup. So we're in the car driving through beautiful mountains. Everything is so gorgeous and lovely outside, and Fungi Father and my sister are listening to the game and both kind of crashing out about it because they were both really rooting for Norway. We joke that my completely Italian father is secretly Norwegian because he's pagan, and he was so upset about the way that game was going. And we were in the car and we kept losing service. So like Shrew Mom and I are like, oh my gosh, look at the mountains in the distance. Oh my gosh, look at this lake. Guys, keep an eye out. There might be moose around here. And Fungi Father and my sister are like, no, Holland this. That's what his name is, right? That guy? That guy? The guy with the crazy hairstyle? They're like, no, kick the ball, put the ball in, pull him, he's not doing anything. Like raging in the car. True Mom and I are like, la 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 la, la la, Maine. Erling Holland, yeah. Am I saying his name right? I'm not sure I am. I don't think I've heard his name. Also, we were making fun of them because they've been listening to the World Cup in Spanish this whole time because we don't have like whatever the streaming service is that had the American broadcasting or the English broadcasting. And I was like, hey, have you guys learned any Spanish as a result of this? The answer was no. No one learned any Spanish. Although they would say, was it pausa de hidración? Hydration? Most people don't. The two A's is more of an O sound. Oh, Holland? Holland? Maybe? Holland? Maybe? Question mark? Watched the World Cup on an Indian channel because it was free on YouTube. See, that's how it goes. Solidarity. We didn't have any other option, so that was what we had to do for it. And it was fine, honestly. I think my little sister being exposed to Spanish language things is good for her. I think she could benefit from being a little more worldly sometimes. So I think seeing all the commercials and hearing other languages was probably good for her. But yes, I did watch more sport on that trip than I think I've watched in the last like decade of my life. I'm just not like much of a sports ball watcher. Oh, I just saved over my base. Whoops. I missed the undo button. No. What is wrong with me? Oh boy. Darn it. Closer? Okay, nice. Me neither. I watch it because my straight dad. Yeah, I watched hockey with Fungi Father when I was little, but I don't really watch too much of it these days anymore, unfortunately. But that was the car ride. The car ride was, oops, all World Cup. Whoops, all soccer. Whoops. Oh, Fading Echo, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Also, I will have a snack. Thank you, Sanizum. I have some delicious honey mustard pretzel things I'm going to eat. World Cup was inescapable. Is it still happening? No, it did end. And I think it was inescapable because it was in the US of A for part of it too. Oh. PG, your Hans is done cooking? Oh, should I relaunch my Hans? So that way I can have another Hans train while I'm streaming. Oh, I didn't change my category. I'm doing art. I should be in the art category. There we go. Can I get some? Sure. Here. Let's see what King Halo is cooking. After I finish this drawing, I will show you what King Halo is cooking. But here, have honey mussy pretzel. Mussy sounds weird. I tried to say that like hot chalky, and I don't know how I feel about that now. Is honey mussy cursed? It might be. But here, have snack. Oh my god, my shirt. What is wrong with it? I stress tested this whole outfit extensively. So I don't know why it's being goofy right now. It's being strange. Bunch of World Cups in my area, with all the extra congestion, I was praying for it to be over. Thankfully, I was far enough away from any of them that nothing occurred at all. Although, apparently I was still within range that people were like renting their houses and apartments out to people who were coming in to visit to see the World Cup. Which is wild because I don't live like at all near where it was happening. At all. Like, it would be unreasonable to try and drive. Well, not completely unreasonable. More reasonable than like flying. I guess, like, if you had to fly in to see it, maybe it's still closer, but, like, I don't know. Is your shirt being flipped up from your hands? Oh, I wonder if it's colliding with my hand at some point. I don't know what it is. There's a thing I can do to set it so that my shirt won't move from that high up, but, like, I like that it, like, goes like this, so I don't want to make it not do that. I don't know. We'll think about it, maybe. I'll think about modifying that at some point, maybe. Here, connect this here. But yeah, so in transit, while we were transiting, we arrive. It is evening. By the time we drive 2 hours from Bangor, Maine to Bar Harbor, it's like late in the PMs. Late enough that like sun is down. So I think the only thing we did that first night when we arrived was go grocery shopping. And they have this lovely grocery store in Maine called Hannaford's, which I don't know a comparison from that to where I live or where other people live. I guess it's just like kind of just a supermarket. Kind of just a supermarket. Hang on, paste. There we go. Edit. Transform. Flip horizontal. Hang on, I have to do this right when we talk. Hannaford mentioned. Yeah! We went to the Hannaford. We bought some food so that we could survive our trip, because the one thing about my family is that we are going to save money by not going out to eat every day. That's kind of how we are on trips. Also, it does help that Fungi Father is a very good chef. Montana? No, Maine. Maine. Did I say Montana? Am I losing it? I might be losing it. I'm so sorry if I'm losing it. So this is like lagging out for some reason. But yeah, so we picked up our food. Fungi Father bought a $9 lobster roll, which I thought was funny. Uh-oh, where are my lines? Oh, there we go. This is main lines. There were your layers, roommates. Remember to save what you're working on also. What is this character's name? This is for Starlight. And then we were on to our first day. We went to Snorkeling Mimi's. And the next day, I think our first day, we were just sort of hanging out and getting to see the town a little bit. Joby was with us also. We ended up buying lobster-flavored ice cream. Shroommates, would you try lobster-flavored ice cream? Actually, the flavor wasn't even just lobster, it was buttery lobster. Would you try buttery lobster ice cream? I can't say I'm surprised that this exists, because, like, I know that there's, like, prosciutto gelato out there, and, like, that's not an unpopular thing in Italy, especially. People apparently eat that and enjoy it. Couldn't be me. I don't like meat. Also, couldn't be me. I don't think meat should be in ice cream, personally. But it's out there. And we did end up trying it. Shellfish with ice cream, isn't that odd? Really, Rex? Is this maybe like a regional thing? Where like, around here, shellfish and ice cream is a strange combo, probably to like Americans. What other... Oh, eating those in buffets. Oh, no. Rex. They're not just eating them next to each other or at the same time as different dishes. The lobster is in the ice cream. It is one food. The ice cream is flavored like as a butter vanilla flavor, like a butter pecan, but not pecans, but like butter flavor. And there are chunks of lobster in it. You're like eating at the same time? Like a bite of ice cream that contains shellfish on it? Interesting. I can't say I've ever seen someone do that. I've been to some pretty fun and interesting and high-end buffets. I've never heard that ever before. But they did have this ice cream. You did have to pay market price for the lobster. And only Jubby was bold enough to purchase it. So we all taste tested Jubby's. Suffice to say, don't think it was that great. It was okay. Definitely not the worst thing I've ever eaten, but I can't say it was probably my favorite thing I've ever eaten, either. Like, it was better than we expected. It was edible. It wasn't, like, nasty. But I got, I got blueberry gelato instead, and that was scrumptious. I love gelato. I think gelato was very tasty, very good. I like the nice smooth texture, and it was worth it. Let me tell you. Maybe a cream cheese ice cream with shellfish would be good. I like crab rangoons. Oh, see, like, that's a concept I could maybe get behind, because that is like a dairy plus seafood thing that I personally don't mind. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, though. And it was fun getting to spend the entire rest of our trip hearing people randomly, like, on the street be like, oh my god, lobster ice cream? Who would ever eat that? Who would ever have that? And Joby could just pipe up and be like, I had it, it's not bad, you should try it. Just like interfering in other people's conversations. Because why not? Oh, why does it always do this? Every time I draw the mouth, it's always like thick on one side. And then I have to make it thinner. It's too thick. There we go, that seems fine. Blueberry sounds more appealing than lobster. Let me tell you, I ate my weight in blueberries last week. Shrew Mom was joking that I was gonna turn into, what's her name from Willy Wonka, who turns into a blueberry from chewing the gum. We just kept getting blueberry stuff because in Maine they have these like little teeny tiny blueberries. They're the high bush blueberry because they grow on taller bushes. They also have low bush blueberry. But the point is, blueberry. A much better flavor. Definitely a flavor worth having everything in. We had blueberry muffins, we had blueberry pancakes, we had blueberry French toast, we had blueberry soda, Obama. You know the call and response. Go for it. Yes. Blueberry was very good for everything. In everything we have had it for and with. It was good. Hang on, let me do the eyebrows up here. Oh. No, I still do it here. Be fine. Fiji, someone ate half your shroom cap? Gary? Unclear. I just woke up like this. Aha, woke up like this. No, it's just like this now. I think we're just gonna permanently not have hair anymore. Violet Beauregard, yeah, that's the girl. That's her. I'm her. In the most gender neutral sense possible. I'm her. Hey, now they ate all my hair. This is fine. I can live with this. I'm not mad. I just have to pretend to be mad because it's more amusing if I pretend to be mad. There we go. But yeah, so day 1, chillin'. Day 2, I think was when we did our hiking. Oh, also, Shrew Mom got sick. We were joking that it was the horrible, terrible, I don't even know what it was. The you eat salad, you get parasite thing that was going on in the US. It wasn't, but she did get sick. We had to eat in the airport because our flight was delayed on the way in, and we think that whatever she ate, she got, like, minor food poisoning from. So she was not having fun. Oh, because, yeah, she didn't even go with us into town that one day. Yeah, the worm that causes your insides to explode, perhaps. But, oh, wait, I left out a key detail of day 1. Key detail day 1... Shrewmates, you may hear the concept, you're going to Maine, and then think, maybe I should wear warmer clothing. You hear the concept of, oh, it's very cool in the morning and evening. Let's not dress too light, because I don't want to be cold. You may think those things about traveling to Maine. Let me tell you why you're wrong. I boiled alive. I have never had such a bad time with, like, internal temperature regulation as I did in Maine. I don't understand why it was so bad, either. It was just, like, unmanageable for some reason. Every time I turned around, I was, like, overheated. I was, like, cold but sweating at the same time. And then there came a point that first day, we were walking around in town. This is before Shrew Mom was, like, ill. She didn't know she was ill yet. And I stopped sweating, which I immediately knew was not good. I was like, something tells me I should still be sweating. Not good. Not great. Wouldn't recommend. And I'm, like, getting more and more, like, incapable of speech. I'm sweatier, I'm uncomfortable, I'm getting lightheaded. And eventually I'm like, fam, can we, like, duck in somewhere? I need something to drink. And they all start, like, joking around. They're like, aha, let's get EG a pina colada. Because my family are like a little bit of like day drinkers on vacation sometimes. I was like, no, I want a crisp, cool, refreshing wooter. Please, I want some wooter. So we ducked in and I drank it, and it took a while of being in air conditioning to feel better. I had heat exhaustion. Don't do that to yourself. I didn't have, what do you call it? Heat, oh, not poisoning. What is it called? Heat stroke? I didn't have heat stroke, but I got heat exhaustion. I dehydrated because I sweat so much, and I didn't replenish it fast enough, so I just ended up being, not aligned. Everything was wrong, unfortunately. But I'm fine, don't worry, I didn't have heat stroke, I was okay in the end. We stopped it before it could get to that point. Be safe in the outdoors, roommates. Make sure you drink your water and wear your sunblock, and when you are not feeling well, yell at your family if they are not going to stop and go somewhere. That can be out of the sun and out of the heat, and that has liquids. So yeah, that was part of day one. After that, I did a much better job preventing myself from being malnurtured and not having drank enough. I did much better after that. Because after that, I realized that I couldn't wear jeans. I had to wear a tank top and shorts every day. I guess like the wind being close to the water was what was getting to me as far as being able to maintain temperature goes. But not a great first day other than having some good ice cream. But yeah, then we did a hike one of the other days. I forget that my family is all super athletes, and this was my first time doing any major exertion post POTS diagnosis. I randomly last fall was like, hey, what's going on? Why is my heart rate so high? Just like one afternoon in October. And some of you were here for that whole saga. That was not a very enjoyable one for me, unfortunately. I'm doing fine these days. I'm on medication, propranolol for the win. But I've done exercise. I exercise. I get my cardio in. I get my at least 20 to 60 minutes in every single day. I do a lot of other stuff for particularly my hips also because of some old injuries I had. I do my PT. But this was like the first time I was doing like actually like long endurance strenuous things in a minute. You weren't streaming for a few weeks last year? Yeah, I think I did miss a week from that, didn't I? I missed some time for that. It might have just been a couple days while I was recovering. Joby took me to the hospital the night before they officiated the marriage of their best friend. Which was something I felt horrible about. I felt so bad. But this was my first time doing anything like that in a while. The hiking, actually, for what it's worth, wasn't too bad. We hiked this thing called the Beehive in Maine. You should look it up. You should look into this beehive. You should see what this beehive is about. I promise you will find it interesting, at the very least, what this whole beehive is about. Because it is more or less like a really, really scary, like, vertical climb. You like zigzag back and forth up the face of this mountain, which was really crazy. It was fun, it was interesting, but it was also really scary. Cliff walking, not quite, but sometimes you would be walking or like climbing something where like there were these like metal bits of I guess kind of rebar stuck into the rock for you to hold on to because the ledges were thin enough that if I didn't have them, I probably would have just not participated at all in any way, shape, or form to begin with. At all. So that was what we were doing, and I'm afraid of heights. There was a point in time in that hike where we had to walk across just like a couple strips of rebar that you could see down through, and we're like hundreds of feet in the air. I'm looking down, and what is below me is hundreds of feet below me. I was so brave and strong. I was so brave. But when we reached that particular one, Shroom Mom was behind me because she was worried about me. Because I was, first of all, having anxiety, and second of all, my first time doing something strenuous post heart stuff going on. And Joby was in front of me, and I was like, Joby, Joby crossed the thing. I was like, hold my hand right now, hold my hand. You have to hold my hand. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, you hold my hand. And so I'm holding Joby's hand, and we cross the thing, and Joby lets go of my hand, and pretends to trip, because this is just a thing Joby does, and they make like a scary noise with it as a hee-hee joke, and I start crying. I started crying immediately. I could not hold it together. I was doing such a good job. I literally, Joby didn't even turn around to look at me, and I had just like let out one, just like, like sob. And Joby was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was that serious. Joby was like, I thought you were like, you know, like joking around a little bit and we're nervous, and I was trying to like, you know, make a joke. I was like, don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that to me, Joby. And there's a picture of me when that was happening, where it doesn't look like I'm crying, because one thing about me when I cry is that the way I grimace looks like smiling. So I look like I'm smiling and like laughing. I got my sunglasses on, you can't tell I'm sobbing. So I'll take that at least. And then I managed to get myself like back under control. We had to let a lot of people pass us. I got some real dirty looks from children, which was really funny to me. They, I guess, thought I was like a crazy person. It was kind of funny. And they had no problem. Children have no understanding of danger or of their own mortality. So they're just like monkey barsing and like having fun. And I was like, oh my god, if I was a parent, I would never let my child on this ever.
Hey, it's Gary and Naughty Jubby. You will not be forgiven unless you give the best of fish cracker and of concrete.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, Gary. I agree. Jerry. Joby, I'll never forgive you for this. How could you? It's fine. I survived. We did make it to the top. I did cry one more time during the hike to the top, and I don't remember why that was that I had cried. But I was okay. I did a great job. I was a big, strong shroom. I hope everyone is proud of me. And once I have some time to edit some of the pictures, I think there's at least one photo from the top that I could edit to show you guys, like where I put my head over my own head. It was really pretty. Some of the views were really gorgeous, but most of the hike up that mountain, I couldn't take my eye off the cliff. I was like part starfish, like slooped to the edge. Everyone would be standing like out closer to the like edge of the cliff to look over to be like, oh my gosh, EG, look how beautiful it is out there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I can see where the cars are down there. And I was like, this is fine. Yeah, it's great. I'm sure you can see the cars from here. I don't want to see the cars from here. It's like, what is wrong with you people? How do you have no fear from this? And Joby was a little scared, but not quite as scared as I was, perhaps. But it was really pretty. And the nice thing with hiking in Maine is that every time you turn around, there's a little blueberry snack to eat. So like, when we would be like hiking and I'd be like, I've had enough of this for the time being, I need to take a breather to not cry, I'd be like, hee hee, blueberries. Blueberries. And I'd be crouching on the ground with like my little handful of teeny tiny itty bitty little blueberries to eat. They were very yummy. Despite being really small, they were much sweeter than you might expect them to be. Clutching the ground like the sky will take you. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I kept having that like thought in the back of my mind. I don't know if any of you do this too, but like I was like, my foot is going to clip through this rock. I'm gonna go straight through it. I'm gonna have like a low poly disaster where they're not gonna put the collision into the rock properly, and I'm just gonna go straight through it and die like the entire time. I know my life doesn't operate on game logic, but it may as well, because that is how my brain thinks it would work. Oh, okay, wait, hang on. I need to use a slightly lighter color than this for the sclera, because it is pretty light, or pretty dark. Okay. Skin. But I survived, and I was very brave and strong. I did my best. I did everything I could to survive. Sclera. While crying. Sclera. Irises. Eyeballs. That's how you get to the dev room for all the fish crackers. I don't want to go to the dev room. I don't need to know about the dev room. That's not for me. The dev room is for the devs, and I am not one of the developers. I think the developer of Life in the Mountains is probably a guy upstairs. Or a woman, maybe even. Could be a guy or a woman upstairs. but that's above my pay grade. I don't need to know what's going on in there. I don't need fish crackers when I have beautiful, delicious, scrumptious blueberries to eat. There we go. This looks a little scary right now. It's a little intimidating right now. Does shading make it less intimidating? Maybe. Maybe a little. Yeah, oh wait, also if I outline this, it'll look less scary too. Hang on. So, that was my hiking day, which was fun. It was fun. It was fun. You have to believe me, it was fun. I had a great time. Believe me. We did hike this other trail, though, that was more fun for Jubby and I, because it didn't have as crazy of heights going on with it, and it was, like, just kind of, like, not stuff you would look down terribly at or from. It was called Great Head. And I thought of the name of that yesterday when... Who was it? Somebody said something, or not yesterday, on Wednesday, when somebody said something that the automod was like, absolutely not. Even though they said something very say-so, it was not listening to the context at all. But it was called that, and every time Shroom Mom or Fungi Father would say that, Chubby and my sister would start cackling. Head pats. Yes. What was it? What was said, though? I don't remember. There was a word said before it that made it inappropriate, but I was laughing. Every time. It was way funnier than it had any right to be. But that was a much better, like, hike, essentially. We enjoyed that a lot more because it wasn't scary.
Giving head pats.
That was it! Not again! No! No! It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, we won't dwell on it. We won't dwell on it. Gary, I don't know who you think you are. I don't know what that was, but we're not gonna think about it too much. Anyways, I preferred... That's a terrible sentence, I can't say that. I preferred the second hike of the day over the first hike of the day. I'm glad my brain is fast enough. Prevent me saying new things. No, okay, stop it. You guys are going to abuse Gary reading things now. Don't
Giving
do it.
head pats unlocked a new accent.
No. No new accent unlocked. Gary's just worldly and traveling. It's fine. This is the diamond. Yeah, there we go. Diamond on head. Great. What is it really? Just giving head pats?
Is it really just giving head pats? Wait, is it really just giving head pats?
No!
Wait, is it really just giving head pats? Wait, is it really just giving head pats?
Gary's singing. You can't say head pats with any word before it that describes it. No adjectives. I'm revoking all of your adjective permissions. You cannot make any comments about what type of head pat is occurring. None of them. No adjectives. Zero. We're going back to school rock. Learn what an adjective is. Do not put any of them before a head pat. Ever. Giving's a verb. Okay, no verbs either. You are only permitted nothing. You can't say anything. You can't describe it at all in any way, shape, or time. Or form. The head pat is its own separated sentence that you cannot say anything else about. That's it. No adjectives, no verbs, no adverbs. Nouns can go before it. Diadasi, welcome back! I'm glad you enjoyed Gary's singing. I hope you enjoy another month of Gary singing and whatever the hell is going on right this moment. Thank you. Yeah, head pat, full stop. That's it. No more to it than that. Just head pat, full stop. Also, I'm realizing that the hair is actually this color, so I have to do this. That's not working. Why is that not working? Hello? Oh, maybe it did work and I just can't see it because this is kind of close to the skin color. Maybe. Did you find any neat mushrooms? I wanted so badly to find a lion's mane mushroom, but I don't actually know what their season is in Maine. Because I know that, like, where I live, the peak season for like a lot of mushrooms ends up being like August through October, or like for spring season, it's like March through May. But I don't know what it is in Maine because like their temperature is not quite the same. It's just not the same. So I am unsure. I do not know. But I did find some other cool mushrooms. I did not find the mushroom I wanted though. I wanted the lion's mane because we were going through birch forests, and apparently birch is something that has a like higher than average likelihood of having lion's mane mushrooms around it. But alas, I was not that lucky. Unfortunately. Eyeshadow. Bam. I'm gonna make you slay. Oh, that's actually pretty dark. Hang on. A little lighter. There we go. Yeah. No! Thank you, I guess, Selma, for clipping it. And Santa's up. That'll go in our betrayals compilation for the end of the year, I guess. Oh, there's a new feature on here where I can say a sentence and it will auto-clip me, and I'm not going to say the sentence because I don't want it to auto-clip what I'm saying right now because that would not be all that big-brained of me. But apparently there's a thing where, like, that can happen. Oh, hello! I have been raided! Hi! Welcome in! Hi, dear sightings! How are you? Welcome in! Hey, shroommates, could you rotate for the raiders, pretty please? Don't sniff them! That's not considered polite! Don't smell them! Just rotate for them. That's considered nice and kind and polite. But, hi! I'm Squiiji. I'm a freelance artist Fungi. I'm also an art educator. Currently, I am also a volleyball player and maybe a little bit shark-like. But I'm doing some Artfight attacking right now. I am drawing something for Starlight, because Starlight drew something for me, so I'm doing your event, which is cool and fun and exciting. But how was your stream? What were you up to? We were accidentally... I was revoking everyone's ability to have, like, verbs and also adjectives and things like that, because they were combining words in a way that Automod did not like. And also we're fishing, if you would care to fish with us. Also, stop it, shirt. Knock it off. Artfight? Hope you've been having fun. I was just rendering. Oh? Rendering like an illustration? Rendering like a 3D thing? Rendering? What kind of rendering were you doing? What kind of rendering? Oh, the shroommate's already on top of it. Illustration? Would you care maybe to share it with us? We do this thing called art tax around here, where if you would like to share what you were working on stream, we would love to snoop and see it. We are nosy. And we love a nice little art snack, perhaps. 3D skills are not existent? That's okay. I'm a 3D modeler, so when I hear rendering, I often think of 3D first, but I understand that that word is more commonly probably used for drawing, as we are just kind of drawing right now, you know? Also, Captain Unknown, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Art snack? Yeah! Delicious, scrumptious, incredible snack, maybe from Deer Sightings, maybe? If you would like. You don't have to. Don't feel pressured. But if you would like to share something that you were working on stream, or just something in general, yeah, you can grab a link and send it in here. And if Moobot doesn't like it, we can jostle him thoroughly, and I will still be able to see it. I'm giving your permissions to send it. But let me say hi. Let's see. Was there any fellas I needed to say hi to who came in with you? Hi to you, of course, Dear Sightings. Hi to Chili5 and Vinuf. Oh, I didn't take roll today. I have to take roll. And Emmy. Yeah. I think that was everybody. And Captain Unknown. Hi. Oh. I didn't take roll. Oh. While we wait for, perhaps, our art tax to show up, let me take roll. If you would like to check in for class, you can use the 1 point channel point redeem known as here. If you would like to check in so that I know you're here, but you don't want me to say hi to you, you can use the quiet here. If you're on YouTube, you can just say hello or hi or something like that. Also, hi. Let me scroll back to the beginning of the day so I can greet everyone who's here. Oh, and also, Raiders, if you guys need to do things like eat or drink or snork me, stop that shirt, come on. You are welcome to do that. Please look after your health. If you want to stick around and hang out, we're just telling stories. I got back from vacation earlier this week, so we're just kind of yapping while I work on some art. If you want to hang out, you are welcome to do so, but if you need to take care of your health, please prioritize doing that first and foremost. Ooh, fishing is going to make taking roll maybe a struggle. I gotta go all the way back to the beginning of stream. Let's see, can I do it? I can, there we go, okay. So, I see Mad Buns and Lux and Novelty, Chocorama, Nilo, Aerith, Apple, Edward, and Starless Mage, and Sadism, Eraser Cap, Maggie, Perona, Billy. Thank you for beverage. I will take a sippy in 1 second. Selma, Hoshi, Mad Buns. Oh wait, that's the fish notifications. Fish, 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 fish. Friendly guy. Hi. Fish, 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 fish. Edward. Edward. Fish, 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 fish. Oh my gosh, there's so much fish. I could use the fish as a check-in some capacity. Hold on a second. One of those here shoutouts was what? Was what? Carol, Pico, and Bugs, and Fish, 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 Yanita, and scrolling up, Fish, 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 nothing but fish, nothing but fish, nothing but fish. Eternal, forever, fish. Are there any other here's in here? Let me see. It might not be until I get to the top again to find the rest of the here's. I see Rex and Captain Unknown and Seasonal Sade and Selma and I'm scrolling again, and that's it. Hi. And Steven! We are the Crystal Shrooms. We'll always find a way. Do I need perms for a link? No, you can just send it. You're welcome to just send it. Moobot might not like it, but I give you
This is what happens when the classroom is ocean ... Also AM Gary.
Hi Gary, it is you. Moobot! Mods, can you get it? It deleted it and didn't let me have it. Moobot! I said it was okay! Hey! I permitted it! Jostle Moobot, jostle him intensely. Amber, did you get it? Okay, Amber got it. There we go. Thank you, Amber. Shroommates, you can click on the thing to see it. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Ooh, this is beautiful. What the heck? Look at that. Oh, here, get this out of here for now. Hang on. Make that small. Look at this. Beautiful scenery and background. Some nice light coming in through the trees. We've got a nice foreground element of some trees to frame the shot. Tables in the background with some flowers on it. And a Gorley, perhaps the bride, sitting sadly at the table. Was she left at the altar? What happened? What is the lore here? Oh no! But this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. This is a lovely digital painting. I was working on something else on stream, but I wrapped this up a bit ago. Hell yeah, this is lovely. Oh, the lighting is beautiful. I teach digital painting, and it makes me very happy to see digital paintings that employ all the things that I tell my students to do. You've got foreground elements, and midground elements, and background elements. You've got interesting lighting happening that's affecting the tables. It's helping to put the focus on the character in the center. This is lovely. Thank you so much for sharing with us. What the heck? I appreciate it. Hey, Shroommates, can you please say thank you for the delicious, delectable, incredible art tax here? Looks like a lovely memory. I'm kind of torn about what type of memory this might be. The colors make it feel like it might be a positive memory because it's green and bright and saturated, but the content being someone sitting alone in wedding attire with a glass of alcohol at empty tables in the middle of the day feels like betrayal. It feels like loneliness. It feels kind of sad. I'm being pulled in two different directions here. Cries, maybe a little. But thank you for sharing. You can lick it if they permit you. I don't know if it's permitted to lick it. But thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. It's very cool. It's very fun. But yeah, as I said, if you and your fellows need to eat, drink, snorkel, mimi, take care of yourselves, go for it. I am a very slow artist, so I have been drawing this since the beginning of stream. And I have to continue or I will never finish it. I'm just making wobbly animated profile pictures. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. For Artfight. Hello? My program is lagging. There we go. Okay, it stopped. A little more saturated. What were we talking about? Oh, I was talking about my trip to Maine. I was in Bangor, Maine. I was in Bahaba, Maine. Which is apparently the way the locals say it. Last week, which was fun. We were talking about hiking. Where was I? Hiking. Oh, after our hiking day, we went on a whale watch tour thingamabob. That was really cool. I've never done something like that before in my life. Despite going to other beaches, I've never been somewhere and gotten to go on one of those types of things. It was really cool. I liked it a lot. It was fun. Also, this undertone, I don't know if it works with the eyeshadow. We may have to figure out this at some point. But yeah, get in some lurk tea, or tea lurk. Have a good rest of your stream. That's looking really cute as well. You got this. Thanks. Yeah, but whale watching was so cool. I was very lucky in that I was doing my whale watching with Jubby, who is a professional photographer, and Shroom Sister, who may as well also be a professional photographer because she photographs everything. Another difference between the two of us. Her phone eats before she can eat any meal we have, but as a result, we do have a lot of good photos of the food we did eat when we went out to eat. I didn't worry in any way, shape, or form about trying to photograph the whales because they're so quick and I have the worst reaction speed known to mankind. But my sister and my Jubby combined managed to get some actually like surprisingly decent photos of the whales. I got to spot a harbor porpoise on our way out, which is very cute. I've actually seen harbor porpoises before, but this was the closest I'd ever actually been to one. There were, I think, 4 of them on our way out. And they're like kind of elusive and they are shy also, so it's not like the boat stopped for those ones to look at them because they'll just vanish. They don't like being perceived, which honestly, you know what? Things in common between harbor porpoise and me: short, shy, travels in groups, fears heights, probably. I imagine the porpoises aren't too fond of being up high. So that was cool. And then we did, when we were trying to board the ship, find out that we needed to have our passports on us because we were going far enough off the coast that we were technically legally in Canadian waters. I didn't have my passport. I didn't have it. I did not have passport. And it was while they were boarding that they announced that we needed them. Like, nowhere in the information leading up to it did it say we needed a passport. So I am in line, and Fungi Father was like, maybe it'll be okay. I don't see them checking. Like, maybe we'll get through. It'll be all right. Like, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. We get closer and closer and closer. I'm panicking. Everyone else is being way too chill about it. I'm panicking. And lo and behold, I was actually totally, completely fine. They checked Fungi Father's passport, and Fungi Father was in line in front of me, and they checked my sister's passport, and they were just like randomly checking them. They didn't check every single person, and I lucked out. Check mine. I was like, that totally could have gone poorly. That could have gone awfully. E.g., you can't announce that you committed an international crime. It wasn't a crime. I didn't commit the crime. The people who didn't check my passport committed the crime. I could have been a felon. And they would have had no idea. It's not like we were getting off the boat. Well, I wasn't gonna swim to Canada. We were, I think, like an hour offshore. I don't think I could have made it. The water off the coast of Maine is cold enough that you would have hypothermia if you got in without like a wetsuit. I wasn't doing any nonsense. You have to believe me. But you better bet me and my guilty conscience standing in line, I was like... Also, while we were standing in line, they announced that the waters were rough. They were like, hey, if you are prone to seasickness, this is not going to be the trip for you. If you would like to refund your ticket and get another one for like tomorrow or something, you can do so. And we were like, gulp. I'm not somebody who is prone to seasickness. I have motion sickness, but I've been on boats before and never had any issues. But just as like a precautionary measure, Joby, my sister, and I all took some Dramamine. And it worked so well that I did have zero awareness of sickness occurring while we were out there. So, you know, not too bad. People were getting massively sick though. There were like outdoor and indoor parts of the boat we were on, and the indoor part of the boat was just people being sick, which let me tell you one thing. If you have motion sickness, the best place to be is outside with some airflow and where you can see the horizon. If you are inside a boat, you are not getting airflow, you cannot see the horizon, it's going to make it way worse. And I guess none of these people were aware of that, and they were getting majorly ill. Take it before flights because you get sick on every flight. Oh, see, like, I only get motion sick in cars. I've never gotten motion sick on a flight before, and I've never gotten motion sick on a boat before. but I've gotten more and more likely to get motion sick on in cars in the last couple years, and I don't really know why that's suddenly happening. I guess I'm just not as tolerant to it as I used to be. But yeah, on our boat, everyone's sick. The way out was a little rough. Like, we were hitting some waves, and I would describe it as being very much like a 20-minute mild roller coaster. Like, it was kind of rough. It was definitely a bit of... Like, we hit a couple waves that had your butt lifting out of the seat, and they were like, everybody on deck, sit. Please. Please, everyone on deck, butt in chair, do not jump. They kept saying that. They were like, if you were on the bow of the boat, do not jump. Why are people jumping on the bow of the boat? 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed. Jumping on the boat. One fell off, broke his head. One fell off and drowned. It'd be very bad, yes. I don't understand what might happen. I'm gonna guess something about the fact that, like, your momentum is not going to continue, so if the boat does something, it might smack you while you're kind of in the air, but, like, people, I guess, are just being stupid. There's a reason why they had to say that. Someone did something dumb, so now we have to worry about it. Is what happens. But I was fine. We did okay. We had an okay way out. Can't complain too much about it. And while we were out there, we did get to see some other cool things too. Whoops, this is the wrong layer. What am I doing? Bam. You can get some height if you hit a wave the moment you jump. Oh, I imagine that'd be bad. Let me just break my ankles on a boat real quick. Just fast click real quick. That sounds like a good part of my vacay. Little 3-foot jump becomes a way more foot. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's like when you're on a trampoline and someone else bounces it, maybe. So you just get a lot more air. No thanks, I'll pass. I'm good. I don't need that. River rafters, they get crazy air? Oh, maybe like that too. But anyways. Once we were actually out there, we had to go pretty far out off the coast. On our way out, Fungi Father saw a puffin. And my sister and I are so jealous. We wanted to see a puffin so bad, but the puffins mostly only hang out, like, close to a couple beaches. Because we're far enough north. I didn't know puffins were, like, a thing you could encounter in Maine. But he was like, oh, there's a puffin. And then, like, no sooner did he go, oh, there's a puffin. Then the lady who was, like, the naturalist on the boat was like, hey, if you're lucky, if you keep an eye on the water, you may spot a puffin. We can't stop for them because they will just swim away and they will escape us. But keep an eye out. Maybe puffins. And we were like, you gotta be kidding me. I want to see a puffin. And it was because he was the only one standing. He was the only one standing, even though you weren't supposed to be standing. Fungi Father is a fisherman, so, like, this was nothing for him. He didn't take Dramamine. He's kind of immune to any amount of boat thing because he goes out in worse conditions on a smaller boat. So, like, it wouldn't really get to him very much. He, in previous trips when people were getting sick, was helping the crew to deal with people getting sick. So, he's not worth worrying about under those situations. He went on one of these, I guess, with Shroom Mom in Key West, because they go to Key West every winter, and every single person on the boat got seasick other than him and the, like, people who were running the boat. So that was when he did get to come to the rescue and hand out the barf bags with all the people who are running the boat, which I think is really funny. He loves being a hero. I think he is at his best when he can, like, show off the fact that he's a boat guy, and he was really getting to show off the boat guy nature on that trip. But anyways, out on the open water, he saw that. We did get to see one other cool thing, though, that was not a puffin. We got to see a razorbill, I think it's called, which is a relative of the puffin. Puffin. Shermates, did you know that puffins have relatives? I didn't know that. I'm sure they're, like, kind of penguin-like. We didn't really get a good look at them, but we saw them. I saw them in the water. I saw one, and the lady had announced that it was a father razorbill, rather, razor something, with its young. And I was like, good for him. We love a good father out at the sea. So that was cute. Most things have relatives, they do, but I just never heard of it. Have any of you heard of a razorbeak before? I feel like the puffin is maybe stealing the spotlight from the other fellas in its family. Looks like Razorbill. Yeah, that might be what it is. That could be what it is. But I just didn't know. I'd never heard of one before. Always learning. Always learning. Electric Rush, thank you for following. I appreciate it. What's a species called without relatives? I don't know. Is this a joke, Nilo? Razorbeak is a transformer? No! I'm confusing birds with transformers! That's definitely why that's happening. I've definitely heard of that guy before, and that is definitely why I'm getting confused. Whoopsie! Oops! Your Honor, please, oopsie daisy. Whoops. Anyways, Razorbeak. Then we finally encountered our first whale. It did take us a while to find a whale, but once we found a whale, the whales just wouldn't stop coming. It was whale after whale after whale after whale. It was cool. We saw mostly humpbacks, which are big guys, very big guys. And they even knew the name of the first one we saw. The humpbacks have tails that come in, like, I think it's, 5 categories of, like, coloration. And they can have, like, any amount of black or white on their tail. And as a result, their tails end up being identifying features when they're in the water. And humpbacks, because of the way that they do their dives, they have to lift their tail above the surface to do a big dive. So we were able to track whether or not the whale was going to resurface soon or not pretty easily, which was nice, probably for the people running the boat also. So, like, we could always keep tabs on what the whale was doing. And we could tell if the whale decided to escape, because the whales also, if they don't want to be near the boat, could just, like, hightail it out of there. Hee hee, hightail. But it was really pretty getting to see their, like, big old giant flippers come out. The first whale that we saw was named Halloween. Take a stab at what month you think she was first sighted and named during. Come on, take a guess, come on. Take a guess. Take a guess, come on, guess for me. Halloween the whale. Halloween the whale. You're already on the right track. Because if you thought it was October, the answer is no. She was, in fact, first sighted in, I think it was March, they said? Which, why she's named Halloween, the naturalist could not answer. Because kids could run up to the deck she was on to ask questions, and she was like, we've had some youngsters come up here to ask about Halloween's namesake, and she's like, I hate to admit it, she's like, I've never seen Halloween before, I don't know much about her. I know about her mom, more so. And we were like, you know her mom? You're hanging out with Halloween's mom? Crazy. Halloween's mom was named Victim. What the heck kind of name is that for a whale? Victim? That's so, I feel like that's almost, mean as a name. What do you think? What do you mean, victim? And she was like, here, we'll keep an eye out to see if she's traveling with her mother or not. Halloween is a 10-year-old whale who is mostly sighted in groups. She doesn't like to travel alone. And that was when, of course, we were hanging out and suddenly it was like, whale there, whale over here, more whales. The person following them was a horror fan. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But we did think that was a cruel name to give a whale. Victim. What do you mean, victim? No way. She also is still alive, so she can't be that, not to say she can't be that much of a victim, but when I hear that name, I think that she must have died or is grievously injured. I don't know. But we didn't see Victim. We did, however, see another whale and several other whales. Oh, I was talking about the tails and the categories. A Category 1 whale tail is a whale tail that is all white. A Category 5 whale tail is a tail that's all black. Those ones are the hardest ones to identify a whale with because it doesn't have as, recognizable of patterns as a result. So, they may have a couple little speckles of white or a couple little speckles of black, but it's not enough to identify. And that was what the second whale we encountered was. They were a Category 5 whale, and that one hung out with us for a while. Halloween also hung out for a while. Halloween was following the boat and was very friendly. Our second whale was a little bit shy and did vanish after the first sighting, and they were kind of sad they couldn't get an identification on it. Lo and behold, far out on the horizon, we got to see a whale doing something called pectoral slapping. which is usually a behavior performed by male whales, apparently, as a performance to attract a mate. But they said that it seemed more like that whale was probably trying to disorient fish or other things to eat as a snack, more so than actually trying to attract any mates because they're too far north for that. Apparently, they stick to warmer waters down south for that. But it was so cool to see them just doing a little bit of flippy flappy up on the surface. It was just kind of like going like this on the surface of the water, like on its side, and then it'd go away, and then you'd see it going again out the side. Like men thirst trapping on TikTok? Yeah. Hey, Shrewmates. Here's the strat. For your next Tinder bio, your next Tinder image update, try out some pectoral slapping. The ladies will love it, I promise. It works for the whales. They're also mammals. Therefore, I promise it'll work for you also. 'Cause that's definitely the way this works. Honestly, I feel like if men did take more advice from whales or from other creatures, I mean human men, they may benefit from it. If you do a cool dance like peacocks and birds, I think the girlies tend to be a fan of that, more or less. If you decorate your home in a very nice and interesting way, I think the girlies also tend to be a fan of that, too. Yeah. I think it would pay to take advice from them. Instructions unclear, ended up terribly bruised. No, don't slap that hard. Just like a little, like, light, like, little thump, maybe. Halloween's the best whale. She is best whale. Oh, and they knew that, I don't know how they know that Halloween is a girl, but they knew that Halloween's mom victim was a woman because the female whales travel with their young. So she was traveling with her sweet little baby. Halloween. So they knew she's a girly. They didn't say how they know that Halloween was a girl, though. I don't know how you can identify that on a whale, perhaps. Honestly, a bunch of pictures of imitating different species mating displays would probably do numbers. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you're gonna be on a dating app in the year of our Lord 2026, you have to be out here doing more. You gotta be interesting. You have to be intriguing. You have to interest the fellas you're trying to court. What happened to courting? Courting is dead. Do something interesting. I'm begging you. Like mimicking a whale, maybe. And if it goes very well, you can send me an email saying thank you. Thank you, EG. Your advice was really good. I know. Anyways, yeah, dress them in fun colors like a bird, dance like peacock spiders, build an interesting house, like there's certain birds that do that, and I think there's a fish that does that too. Pectoral slap, also. I'm sure there's other things, but we could work on that. Is this how Jubby got you? No, Jubby somehow pulled me by asking me if The Sopranos are an accurate depiction of Italian-American life while playing Minecraft at 2 in the morning. I can't say that the Jubby path is for everyone. I can't say that the Jubby path is something that would work for most. Sure did work for them, but I don't know about others. In this economy, build a house? Hey, if you built a house, I think that would woo the ladies. Or the lads, even. I think anyone would be wooed by a house being built. I think that'd be considered quite impressive, actually. Hi, Race Mark! How are you? Haircut's so cute. Thanks! I really love my haircut. I like it. I want to keep it forever. I don't want to go back to having my normal hair. I feel like my normal hair is actually kind of boring now in comparison to the cool, fun new hair I've unlocked at this point. Which I think is understandable. Also, I realized I used the wrong blue, I think, for some of these parts, so I have to fix this. But, there we go. It was at that moment you knew there was a 1. Low-key, I did know Jubby was the 1 immediately, but it wasn't necessarily because of that. It was more so because Jubby was just very nice, and we were just kind of immediately on the exact same wavelength most of the time. So that was more so the reason why I knew Jubby was the 1. Jubby was just cool, essentially. And also, we had similar friends, so like I knew I could trust Jubby also. That's an important thing these days. Gotta trust somebody. All of you going, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, Jubby's very aw-worthy. I agree. But anyways, yeah, pectoral slapping. We saw a whale engaging in, as they say, feeding behavior. He was eaten. He was gulping down little planktons and other things with his big old mouth right next to our boat. I didn't get to see it because it was on the other side of the boat, and I'm kind of jealous. I was on starboard. Port got a couple better views, but we did get one final really good view where we got to see a humpback whale literally like 10 feet from the boat. And there were two of them right next to each other, and they kept doing their little like thing like right next to each other. We were like, ah. They were so cool. They only got close to the boat because they're interested. It's not like we were crashing our boat into whales. We were sitting still, and sometimes the whales would either get further from you or get closer to you, and those two came up right next to us because they probably wanted to figure out what we were doing. Yes. Port has as many letters as left. That's how you can tell which is which. Yes, and starboard has 2 R's. Star! And bow is the front of the boat, because when you take a bow, you lean forward. Yes. I just had to think because I couldn't remember what side of the boat we were sitting on, because I was facing backwards most of the time, so in my mind I was like, wait, where actually was I on this boat? I was facing backwards mostly on the boat, because that's just where everything was. Don't ask why it's called the poop deck. Well, I'm sure you can assume. My rowing knowledge finally pays off. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Bow and after were straightforward in my brain for some reason. Oh, I guess that is more straightforward in some way, because the way that, well, I don't know. The way that my parents would explain stern is that when you're being stern, you keep your back straight. So that's why stern is the back of the boat. But stern is, they're both confusing, because when you bow forward, you're also bending your back, which is something that is why my sister can't figure out which one is supposed to be which. Where is my eye sparkly? There it is. I don't like this color. Give me a different color. Give me this color, perhaps. That's better. We like that. That's better. Called the poop deck because it's a French word. The French word for stern is, oh, poop? Pope? Hey, good to know. The more you know, I guess. I'm glad to learn some French every once in a while. Fascinating. Yeah, I didn't know actually if that was the reason or not. I'd never heard that before. What am I doing? What was I trying to draw? I was drawing hair. Oh, yeah, hair highlights. Let me grab this and put it here, and maybe... I already got one of those. You know what? I might actually reuse this green here. Yeah, that's more exciting. That's more exciting. There we go. Assume just because birds poop on it. I mean, birds poop on the whole boat, on all decks. Starboard, port, aft, and bow. All of it. Love boat terminology. Yeah, boats are good. E.g., you can't steal my words like that. Oh, sorry. I wasn't reading what you said in my defense. The birds poop everywhere. You can't stop them. In my defense, I hadn't read it yet. Let me see. I think I just have to do line art here and then I'm done. This wasn't not too tough of a drawing to make here. I might want to spruce my eyes up just like a little bit more because I feel like there's something missing, maybe? Let me see. Maybe just do a little bit more of this in the eye. Like maybe like one there and like one here. And maybe like I get one of like these also in here, like there, and maybe like there. That's a little sparklier. I like sparklier. Oh, and I should put some white in the center of this and maybe put some shading on the pupils, but then I think we'll be good. Nope. Yep, there we go. There we go. Little in the center. What else did we do? So we did our boat thing. Oh, and I didn't say the saddest part. Shrew Mom was like full throttle food poisoning and didn't get to go on the whale tour with us. I was so sad. I felt so bad. She was so excited about it because Shrew Mom is a biologist. Shrew Mom is specifically an aquatic biologist, mostly for small little itty bitty bugs and creatures in like rivers and wetlands. But because she is an aquatic biologist, she knows a lot about a greater variety of things, and she couldn't go. She was so sick, she couldn't leave the house. I felt so bad. I was like, I would never recover from this if it was me. I would never recover. I would cry forever and ever and ever, and that would be it. You wouldn't be seeing me again on the trip. So unfair, but this is just her bad luck. She seems to get sick most of the time when we go on trips, and we don't know why. It might just be that, like, vacationing is upsetting to the human body, perhaps, but it was just, like, terrible, horrible bad luck, unfortunately. EJ, quick question. I'm planning on drawing and rigging a Live 2D model, but I'm a pretty new artist. Would you recommend waiting until I improve or just going for it? Right now I'm studying anatomy. My biggest thing for you, if you're going to start VTubing, is do it. Go for it. If you're worried about your skill outpacing, you know, yourself while you're working on the model, don't make yourself like a full body, like crazy, super detailed type of model maybe. Instead, go for something that is stylized, maybe. Go for like a chibi, go for something else. That way you can practice learning Live 2D without the stress of your art style being a part of it also. As somebody who has recently started tinkering with Live 2D, I highly recommend doing something like a chibi in it first to learn it, so that way you're not as overwhelmed by all the elements going on in the program. But yes, as Amber and Shia LaBeouf would both say, just do it! Do it! Go for it! Do it. Show no fear. Do it. Live 2D is less scary if you start with a chibi. Yeah! Or yeah, start with a PNG while you're learning. Just start. Just start with something. You don't have to start with something that's like super crazy polished or anything. Just start with something so that way you get your foot in the door and you can figure out if you like it, what you like about it, if the design is something you want to continue with. It just helps to have something. Don't stress yourself out about making whatever has to be your permanent forever model. It's not worth the stress. Also, Chili, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Thanks, EG in chat. Yeah, of course. I love giving a little bit of advice. There we go. Color this and color all of these. But yeah, Shrumam was sick, unfortunately, so she did not get to partake in our boat outing. Oh, so then the next day, which I think is Wednesday at this point on the trip, we went on a bike ride. We rented bikes and we were biking around the area of what I think is Jordan Pond? I think it's called Jordan Pond, I believe. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert on Maine as a place or in all the places that are in Maine. But we biked around there. We biked around a couple other places nearby. That was where the POTS actually ended up becoming an issue. Because, you know, when you're working out, there's usually like a limiting factor when it comes to whatever it is that you're trying to do. Something that is, you know, I don't want to say what holds you back, but like, you know, when you're training, sometimes it's, you know, my legs are physically not strong enough to do this. I can't do any more reps. Ah! Or when you are doing like cardio, sometimes it's, oh, I'm like so out of breath. I can't keep going. I have to stop now or I have to slow down. Things like that, right? Never in my life have I ever experienced high heart rate as a reason to not be able to continue. I was like not having a great time keeping my heart rate down while we were biking. I was doing fine. Like I wasn't out of breath. I'm in pretty decent shape, like physically. And like my legs were doing great, but we would be biking and like my heart rate, I could feel it going up and up and up and up and up. And then I started getting lightheaded from it and I was like, stop. I was like, pause. Family, we have to stop now. I have to get off my bike and not faint. Please, please. I was okay. It turned out all right. But that definitely slowed us down a little bit. And I was kind of embarrassed because my family is all like super athletes and they're all doing great. And they're like, oh, are you out of breath? Are you doing okay? I was like, no, I'm not out of breath. It's just my POTS. It's mildly concerning. It's not. We know what it is, and it's not like dangerous as long as I get it under control. I probably should have taken more of my propanol all that morning, but the problem is that if I take too much of it, it'll just make me sleepy. Oh, that was the other thing that happened. Everyone suffered the consequences of Dramamine other than me. We got back from that boat trip, and my sister and Jubby both fell asleep like on the couches in the place we were renting. They were out cold like the minute we got back, essentially. I thought it was so funny. They did not manage to be awake at all afterwards. I was awake because I'm bad at napping. And by bad at napping, I mean I'm physically incapable of going to sleep if the sun is still up. It's just not a thing I can do unless I'm sick. So Fungi Father and I cooked dinner that night, and we also went grocery shopping, and we also did something else too. And by the time they woke up and Shroom Mom was up because she was still sick, they were like, did you guys not go to bed? What happened? We slept the entire rest of the day. What happened? Real insane. It knocked them out. But I was okay. I was a little sleepy, and I did go to bed kind of early that night, but I'm usually kind of impervious to sleep during day. Hang on, do I want this cooler or warmer? I don't actually know. That seems fine, actually. More saturation, more saturation, more saturation. There we go. Something I would do, I get that. Everyone in my family are doctors and nurses. I had difficulties napping since pre-K. Yeah, Joby, every time I say this, is like, E.g., it's because you're bad at taking breaks. It's because you need to take better care of yourself. I think there's some unresolved trauma here. I'm like, that's not what it is. Joby, I appreciate your attempt at diagnosing me. That's not what's happening right now, I promise to you. What's happening right now is just that I am incapable of sleeping if the sun is out. It has nothing to do with like a mental block or anything like that. And Joby always cites to me a thing that I say, which is the other reason I don't nap, is that there's just things I want to do. If I'm asleep, I can't be doing the things I want to be doing. And Joby's like, you got too much of a productivity mindset, you don't have to be doing things all the time. And I'm like, well, yeah, but what if I want to play Musume? I don't want to go to bed, I want to hang out with my horses. I don't want to go to sleep, I want to play Tales of Symphonia. You can't make me. It's not productivity. I just don't want to go to bed. And you can't make me go to bed, it's not happening. I'm gonna stay up, and you can't actually stop me. Because I want to play my games. That's how it goes. Real. Yeah. Hi, wish everyone a wonderful day, night. Bye-bye. Hello, and farewell. You too, fellas. What am I doing in this? I think I'm kind of done. I think I mostly finished this. I might put a little bit of like a shade on the eye highlights, but then I think that's it, and I'm done. This one. Where are they? Is it that layer? Is it this layer? It's this layer. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Wahoo! I'm nocturnal. I was kind of nocturnal when I was in grad school, but I was also kind of diurnal too. I was only sleeping 4 nights, or 4 hours a night when I was in grad school. Cannot recommend. I would not recommend it all in any way, shape, or form, actually. AG, that's not good. I'm aware. I was aware at that time also. But unfortunately, when you work 40 hours a week and also are a full-time student, there's not much of an option, if I'm being so honest. There's not really any other way to do it. You kind of just have to. Oh, yeah, here's my base that I accidentally edited. Stress does a number on you. Yeah, I'm sure that via stress I've probably knocked a couple years off my lifetime, maybe. We'll worry about that later. I would not function. I'm surprisingly decent at functioning on low sleep. Not a skill that I'm like bragging about having. And I definitely get my sleep these days. Trust me, I get my minimum of 7 every night, if not closer to 9 a lot of nights. I prefer snork me meing. Strongly prefer snork me. But in grad school there wasn't an option. I just had too much to do all the time, you know. Right, the alien, thank you for following, I appreciate it. Oh, I don't function at 7 hours, barely at 8. See, that's one thing I've always heard, is that there are like varying levels of sleep that some people need, you know? Like some people need more sleep than others to be functional. Like I've always gotten away with slightly below average, and I've never been like that sleepy, and I still stay up late and wake up kind of early. And when I wake up in the morning, it's not like it's hard for me to wake up or get out of bed. Like, I'm sleepy, but like I'm not like I'm alarm snoozer. I hear the alarm and I'm like, time to go. Time to get my day started. I didn't mean to flip you off, I promise. I'm sorry. Stop. I feel like my leap motion's getting worse. I'll point and it's like always middle finger nowadays, and I don't know why. You gotta stop doing that. You can't keep doing that. Please save me. No more. But yeah, I don't require a lot of sleep. Maybe it's the fact that I'm a fungus. Maybe fungi don't require that much rest. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna spin my spinner and do a second drawing, because I think I can finish a second one on stream still, too. I don't know how I did 3 the first day, but I think we went way over, and that was why I finished it. I'm making the sound effect for you because I still didn't put it in for you to be able to hear it. Oh, it's going forever. It's taking forever. Oh boy, it's taking forever. Okay, all right, okay, yep, okay. And we got Cozy Emule, who also drew me this year. Let's see, where is that one? Is that this one? Yeah, it's this one. This fella who drew me this year. This fella, look at me with my cute little galaxy-esque blush. I love a little textural blush. Oh, I didn't give the last one blush. Ah, that's okay. That's all right. But winner. Let me grab a character from Emil. Oh, this is the fella who has their cats as a thing you could draw for it. That's so funny. Design me an OC. That's interesting. I feel like that defeats the purpose of what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go with this angel character they have, which is Lilium, an imp, using all pronouns. Let me see. We'll go with this. Copy. Create from canvas. Paste. Here it is. No blush is a crime. Sorry. Hey, that's my second illegal statement of the day. Not having a passport. I do have a passport. I just didn't have it on me. And now I'm illegally not giving blush to people. I will be probably tried and found guilty of my crimes, and you can all come visit me in prison. I'll use my one call to talk to my son, probably. Or maybe I should call my mods. What would I use my one call for? That's hard to make it to decide. E.g. building a criminal record. E.g. no. Should take away your model blush? You know what? That would be like the truest sense of bald, honestly, if I didn't have my model's blush. I feel like that is the most definitive thing that makes me me, more or less. So without it, I feel like that would be too important of a part of my personality to go without, you know? Hair, I'm still, you know, I feel like I'm still me. No blush? My focal point would be ruined. We can't have that. No way. Wait, hang on. Do you always have a nose band-aid? Yes. Ah, wait. I'm so happy to draw a nose band-aid for this, actually. I'm using this one as a reference. Because it's got more pieces in the hair for me to reference when I'm doing a little doodling. And you're gonna get a lip fang! I don't think I've drawn a lip fang for these yet! One call to tell a roommate to bust you out. Well, I'm gonna call Gary because I imagine the cell is gonna be made out of concrete. And maybe this is what he's been training for all these years. He knows me, he knows I'm committing crimes, and he's going to come rescue me. He'll save me from my terrible prison of my own making. It's my fault. If I go to prison, that's my fault. Especially if it's for crimes I decide for some reason to announce on like stream. That's avoidable. That's a skill issue. Don't be like rap stars. Don't be like rappers. Do not out yourself for committing a crime via your livelihood. The number of rappers who out themselves as murderers because they decide for some reason that it's a good idea to sing, or I guess rap, about the murder they committed. What are you thinking? What are any of you thinking? Why did you think that would work? Like, you want to brag about what you did, I guess, but like, don't. Not smart. What? Yeah, there's a bunch of rappers who were caught as having killed somebody, usually in like gang-related violence, but they were caught for doing that, and then their music was used against them in court because they essentially admitted to the murder in it. There's even one guy whose song, I think, details like where the body was or like what the weapon was that he used to kill, which like was evidence. It was wild. Have any of our current rappers ratted themselves out? Kind of. This case is too horrifying for a Seizo Squiiji stream, and also the case in general is very disturbing, but if you've heard anything about the David case, which is currently ongoing, he outed himself in one of his songs. He actually, before even committing the murder, essentially committed the murder in one of his music videos, which is insane. Wild. Anyways. In conclusion, people can be very dumb. Listen, I would not put you on the same level of dumb under any circumstances as a rapper who is confessing via a song. Don't do that. Music video wasn't staged? No, it's not like the music video wasn't staged. It's an animated music video in which he harms somebody the way that he ended up harming them in real life is what happened. But yes, it's a very disturbing case. Yeah, too disturbing for Twitch maybe. We'll try and be more positive than that, perhaps. Let's change our topic maybe. But if you are someone who is keeping up with the news of that, it is disturbing.
Ring, ring.
Perhaps.
Ring, ring.
Yeah?
Hello, Gary
Banana
here.
phone. No.
Parent, are you getting concrete? No, you in jail. It's unfair that you are in the big concrete house and not invite me. Wait a minute, I will commit tax evasion to join you in the big concrete
Gary,
house.
don't commit
Can you
tax
make me a
evasion.
welcome basket for when I arrive?
No. Gary, I don't have enough commissary to make you a welcome basket. It's not happening. Gary, I was really hoping you were going for like a ring, 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 banana phone, boopy doopy doop type of situation. And I was disappointed. It's okay though. I guess you're just calling me while I'm in jail. But if you called me while I was in jail and sung Banana Phone song, I think that would do incredible things for my morale, probably. Just saying. Is Gary old enough to pay taxes? Gary's age is confusing, but he is the CEO of a company. So I'd imagine being the CEO of a company means he has to be paying taxes, because if he's not, I don't really know, like, he'd be committing tax fraud via that means, you know? Right? Isn't he 2? He's not even 2 yet. He's barely 1. He's like 1.5, maybe maximum. That's all. He's young. He's not very old. At all. I make the eyes taller. There. It'll look more like the type of eye that is here. There we go. Pull that in, pull that out a little bit more too. Actually, kind of surprised Joby's at home yet. Gary committing tax fraud? Maybe that is his crime. He would commit tax fraud, wouldn't he? Tax frog. Wait. Instead of tax fraud, can you imagine tax frog? A frog who shows up to help you do your taxes and prevents you from committing fraud, maybe? Can you imagine? I'm imagining it. I want a tax frog. I want my own personal tax frog. Hang on, that pupil is not centered. There we go, put that there. Yeah. Yeah. We all love the tax frog? Yeah! This reminds me of, oh, what is it called? Do you guys remember that game? I think I talked about it in one of my videos a long time ago. There is a video game that helps you do your taxes, and it's an anime girl who's the one helping you, which is interesting, isn't it? Can I have a tax frog teach me how to do taxes? Yeah! I could maybe kind of teach you how to do taxes, although I wouldn't really want to do that because I fear people would... I don't want to mislead you, but I've done my taxes myself for the last... ever since I had my first job. And I have a very complicated tax situation, so I'm actually pretty good at them. I can do all my taxes in one day, and it only takes me a couple hours. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy. I'm saying it's not actually easy, but it's easy because I've done it enough times. Fungi Father taught me to do my taxes when I was in high school, when I first had a job. So I think that definitely made things easier. Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna make this like geometric because wait. Hang on, actually. What if I go for geometric eyes? I feel like all the eyes I've done recently have been very similar. What if I go like, nope, like this? Licks you? Shroomates, are you role-playing in the chat right now? You're licking each other? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. I'm gonna have to coat you all with bittering compound like you are made out of Nintendo Switch cartridge. Don't do that. There we go. Square eyes! Woo! Is that a little too strange, maybe? Like, I feel like it's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's fine, actually. And then I could do, like, a round highlight here and a round highlight here, maybe. And then probably, like, some other, like, detail there. There we go. So that'll make them more interesting. Instead of doing the diamond highlight. Because I think the highlights have had more interesting shapes before, but I think I need more interesting pupil shapes now, you know? Square eyes because they're playing a video game. Yeah, I've pixelated you, is what I've done. And then they have little, like, blushy marks, so I'll, like, make sure I put something in that area, in that capacity, and we'll give them hair. Where was I on my trip, though? I think there was still more about my trip that I was on. Talked about whales. Oh, biking. The biking. We took our bike tour after we had to do, like, a somewhat untimely stop because EG was having, heart not cooperation. Oh, the one eye is completely covered. I've drawn 2 eyes. I don't need 2 eyes. The other eye's completely covered. Hang on. Oh, the bandit can't be low enough, so maybe we'll just mostly cover this eye. There we go. That'll be fine. Okay. I need to pay attention better to the drawing as I'm working on it. There we go. But, after that, we were biking, and we were warned by some people who were coming down off the mountain that we were biking near. They were like, hey, we just got service. There is a crazy, oh, what is it called? Micro something? Not aggression. Micro storm? Micro something. Just a small thunderstorm that has the propensity to cause crazy wild wind conditions. And they were like, you may want to take shelter. And we were like, oh. Okay. All right. Noted. Will do. So we're biking, and so we do end up sort of encountering, there's these like bridges that go over the path that we were on, so we do encounter one, and no sooner do we enter this little like, whoops, underpass thingamabob, does it start storming like crazy. The temperature drops by like 20 degrees, and you know, we're dressed in our athletic gear. We are out for a day of biking, so we're dressed like in clothing that is meant for being like super duper sweaty. So like we're in tank tops and shorts essentially. But it drops by 20 degrees, the wind starts howling and going super crazy, and it's a thunderstorm, and we are getting drenched despite being under this bridge. A guy showed up onto the bridge after we had been under there for a little while too, and he was soaked all the way through, like completely soaked. Completely. Dressed like said model right now. No, I was wearing a tank top, and I was wearing like biking shorts essentially. So it was a little bit scary. My sister was freezing. I'm pretty good about like, I know how to keep my body temperature up. Thank you, Zach Fair from Crisis Core, for teaching me the trick of, hey, when you're cold, just do squats. It raises your body temperature, so you will be okay. And Fungi Father was doing this really funny looking exercise. He calls it Fighting Monk, which is a name he stole from a form that I did in Kung Fu. But that's not what it is, and it looks nothing like a monk in any way, shape, or form. But he's essentially doing lunges, and he's going like this with his arms, like really, like weirdly quickly. It's like, I'm doing squats, he's doing that, Shroom Mom is doing something else. I think she was doing like toy soldiers, and Joby's doing jumping jacks, and my sister is standing there going, you guys are so weird. You guys are being so weird. And she's filming us doing it. She's like, why are you guys so weird? We're like, girl, we're not cold. Only one of us here is cold. And it's not me. It ain't me. I'm not cold. I'm totally fine. She would rather be cold. No, I was not 6'7"ing. Stop that. No.
Fighting Monk, more like
No.
6'7", 6'7", 6'7".
No. Incorrect. False. Not at all like that. No. Hey. Yeah, immediately incorrect buzzer noise. No. Not at all. 0 out of 10. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Disagree. No, do not approve of that. Stop. I can't even make gestures anymore. Hey! You're agreeing with me, that's fine. But yes, we did freeze a good bit. It was cold. Honestly, the coldest part was the rest of the bike ride after, we had escaped the storm. Because the storm did end. The storm didn't actually last that long, thankfully. So, like, I think we were only stuck there for like 20 minutes. It's not a microbrewery or a microaggression. A microburst, that's what it's called. It's a microburst. It was a microburst. A very small burst. I don't know what a microburst is, but it's whatever that was that had happened to us. So, we had to bike the rest of the way home, and it was so cold because we were biking like super duper downhill, and we were going real fast too. Like, I'm telling you, we were hitting like 25-ish plus miles an hour biking down these hills. So you imagine, you're soaking wet and damp. It is now like slightly less than 60 degrees out, and you are wearing a tank top and shorts. My hands were numb. My hands turned purple. By the time we got back, we were like, that was rough. It was so rough. It was so rough. It was cool riding the bikes, but it was a rough trip with all things considered. As luck would have it. Hang on. Wait, I want to do like one of these, and then we're going to do like one of those. So there's something interesting there, and then we can have like something like that in here. There we go. This second drawing is looking much nicer, and I always feel bad. I don't think I did enough of a warm-up before stream today. I usually do warm-ups before I stream drawing, but I don't know if I did enough. Actually, I might just nix this thing I was doing. Nope. Ah, psych. Whatever that was, never mind. We'll just go like that, and we'll go like that, maybe in that area, and then we'll have like one there, and we'll have one there, and we'll have one perhaps like here. Whoops. Hang on, go back. Here, and we will have one there, and we will do this, and we will do, yeah, about that. There we go. E.g., how do the vector lines work, if you don't mind? I don't know how to answer that question. What do you mean, how do they work? They work. Not a helpful answer. Essentially, all they are is just that Clip Studio has a layer type, which is called vector, and you just draw on it. And then once you are drawing on that layer, it just kind of lets you do whatever you want. Like, you can modify them sort of freely after you've finished drawing them. That's kind of all there is to it, though. They're not, like... There's not, like, any setup. They don't guide me in drawing or anything, but, like, if I make a vector layer here and then draw a line, which is how I'm going to do my line art. I'm going to grab this brown, perhaps. If I go like this and I don't like the line, there are tools I can use to sort of move it around. You can also edit the points on your line. I have mine set up so that the symmetry modifier works properly. But all vector lines are is math telling the stroke where to go, essentially. Big math time for drawing. But they're just fun. So, like, how does the repositioning work? There's just a tool called Pinch Vector Line in Clip Studio Paint, and I just drag it around. There's different levels to it, so I can make it more or less detailed, essentially. But that's more or less all there is to it. You know? All this fishing is making me want to do magma again. We could expand our pond again someday. Nilo is doing, I think, most of the fishing right now. Rex and Starless Mage are also doing some fishing, but if you want to fish, go ahead. Fish. Fish to your heart's content. Don't spam, but go ahead, fish. Vector layers are mathematical relations of connected points. Those points can be adjusted with various tools. Yeah! And the reason why I'm using it for this drawing is because after I'm finished drawing it, if I use vectors for everything, there is a vector tool called Simplify, which will allow me to just remove random little control points from the line, and it just makes the line shift a little bit. And then by shifting the line just a little bit, you can give it this like nice wobbly effect that is kind of cool and fun for drawing. So I get a free animation for no additional cost and maybe like 10 additional minutes maximum. It's pretty nice. I didn't finish drawing this. I forgot there's another like one of these types of hairs coming in here. Oh, there we go. That's how I'll cover that being connected. And then I'll go like that in that area probably. There we go. Now I can do my line art. Bam. And then the nice thing also with Clip Studio is that it lets me use my line art symmetrically too. I don't tend to draw it symmetrically, but I don't tend to do this for everything, but just for the eyes, I tend to make them symmetrical because they can look a little wonky if I don't. There we go. I can tell I'm much more warmed up now than I was when I started earlier. There we go. I'm getting all of my strokes in like one try now. Wahoo. It's like every line is a vector. Yes, and when I'm coloring, every line I'm coloring while I scribble is also a vector, which is why I'm coloring manually. I'm not using a fill bucket to draw in this style. It just makes it so that I can line boil it without having to redo the colors and just redraw the shading entirely. It's a little bit more work, and it's probably a little bit rougher on my wrists, but I'm pretty good at drawing from the elbow, so I don't tend to fatigue myself too bad. E.g. horror, skibbity, you got caught. Oh, no, I missed it! A pertinent point of Shroom State lore has appeared! Skibbity. I bet you all forgot about that because of the new horrors of funny numbers, but the toilet men are still very much alive and well. I saw a VTuber recently even, Ajan, I think, who just debuted a new 3D model. Ajan's also a cool, like, 3D modeler animator. They animated themselves as a skibbity toilet also. And I was like, you know what? If I had more time or willpower to animate, I would totally do something like that to myself. I just don't have the time and willpower to do animation all the time. Just a little bit of Blender animation. Oh, wait, I forgot one other thing in the drawing I finished earlier. Whoops, hang on, we'll have to go back for that. Never mind. Hang on. I forgot to do the white outline around the eyelashes. That is inexcusable. Let me reopen that. That's inexcusable. That's inherent to the style and I need it to be part of it, so hang on. Quick fix! I forgot blush and I forgot the white outline behind the eyeline. I do this because it makes it so you can see the eyes more clearly. As if we can't already see the eyes pretty clearly. But there we go. It helps with the stylization of the hair going behind the eyes also. There we go. That's better. There we go. Yay! I'll leave this open. We can put the blush on later. I at least want to try and finish this drawing though, because I can't go over super much. I can always post these later too. Okay, here's the iris layer. Toilet men are in an episode of the newly wonderful weird world of Gumball. Are they really? I feel like that kind of only makes sense though, because Gumball references so much pop culture just like randomly, so that I can't imagine. Yeah, I imagine there'll be a 6-7 in there too, because like there's references to like Final Fantasy and JRPGs and a whole bunch of like miscellaneous Newgrounds stuff, I think, in World of Gumball, because a lot of the creators who are the animators for it are internet people. So they know all of those things. So I guess just prepare yourself. Hopefully it doesn't come across the same way as that like Powerpuff Girls reboot did though, because the Powerpuff Girls reboot was very much like, hello fellow kids level of making references to real world things, and I don't know if that went over especially well with the audience, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Also, name your freaking layers, e.g. eyeline. I'm really bad at naming layers when I'm on stream. Wait, that's actually theirs. This is beautiful. Because I can't type and talk at the same time. There we go. That doesn't look like the color I'm using. What? Pardon me? Hello? There we go, that's better. That was weird. If the Powerpuff Girls did 6-7, I would turn off the TV. Well, I don't really remember much about the reboot for the Powerpuff Girls. I just remember hearing that there was... people weren't really big fans of the way that they were handling, like, some of the jokes they were making that were supposed to be, like, topical. You know? I don't actually know what the upset was, though. Like, I don't know what particularly, like, people were bothered by. I don't know any of the, like, specific jokes. I just know there were jokes that were not well received. Essentially. Okay, and that's that color. Let me go pinker and like maybe warmer. Get a little more variety in here. Oh, nope, no symmetry. Thanks. Don't commit an EG cardinal sin. Put this here and then put one like there. And then, oh, is this the same layer though? It is. Okay, wait, hang on. New layer. New layer. Hang on, wait. No, you got this. Circle. There we go. What? Sure it is something. The new one has an episode where the kids are on TikTok and become mindless zombies, and then the parents get on it and become mindless zombies. The kids stop and are fixed because TikTok isn't cool anymore. You know what? That's kind of a strategy that I feel like might actually work in real life, because the thing that does kill most memes is parents being involved in it. Kids hate it when people who are older start being a part of like whatever the memes are. They really cannot stand it. So that might actually be the solution. Maybe you just need to get your parents to start saying 6-7 more, or just like the parents of the kids who are saying it to say 6-7 more, and then because of that, it'll become uncool to do, and people will stop doing it. Do you think this is a viable strat? I feel like this is a viable strat. I feel like this would work. Maybe. Because the greatest thing to ever get rid of phrases in my house was my father saying them. If there was ever a phrase that started taking over the house, Fungi father would start saying it, and then we'd stop immediately. Like, back in the ye olden days of like 2014, 2015, do you guys remember swag? Everything is so swaggy, swagalicious. Also, YOLO. We would say YOLO all the time. We even had a play in lacrosse called YOLO, but all it took to put an end to those things was Fungi father saying them. And then they were no more as a phrase. We were saved from the curse. The evil was lifted. Oh wait, hang on. What if I outlined these? Oh, not like that. This needs to not be clipped if I'm gonna do that. Yep, there we go. Unclip. YOLO swag, Leroy Jenkins. I don't really remember Leroy Jenkins as like a bit. That I think was something that I was not a part of. Again, I was also not a cool kid as a high schooler, so any of the bits that people were doing that I was not privy to, I just never ended up figuring out because I wasn't cool enough for people to tell me what it was about, and I wasn't on the internet enough to figure it out on my own. I don't love these eyes. Hang on. This needs to be more blue, I think, and then like less saturated and lighter. Actually, it needs to be pink, maybe? Maybe? I feel like I am gonna add something bluish to this, because I need an accent color. Let's see. Will this work? Nope. It won't. It won't work, actually. Hang on. Blue? Blue. Blue. There we go. Leroy Jenkins is still funny and also was solely in the video games. What video games? What is Leroy Jenkins? I don't know that one. Do you remember a bunch of teenagers saying mid like 2 or 3 years ago, and now all of a sudden it's cringe to say? What is mid? Calling something mid? Really? That's interesting to me. I wouldn't have thought that like a word like that would be phased out. Is this background music new? So there are a couple new background songs. Yes! The person who does the music, the composition, and the stuff that I use, which is called Noiseless World, every once in a while I will remember to update my playlist with whatever new releases they have, and I just did it for the first time in like over 7 months. So we have, I think, like 30 new songs, potentially. This may have to change color. This might be too saturated. If I pull this down into like something in like here and then desaturate it and make it a little darker, this might go better with all of the colors I have going on here. Hang on, let's figure this out. Yeah, there we go. That's more my style. Shoulder pat for me noticing. Yeah, it should have played some of them on Wednesday too, but I might have been talking too much for it to have been noticeable at that point. And also, for some reason, my playlist was going like in, what do you call it? Like it was going forward. It didn't have it wasn't in shuffle for some reason, so it was playing it in like one particular order. So it may not have actually reached the newer songs, because I think the playlist is sorted from when I added songs most recently, potentially. There we go. Highlights! And then we'll put like one right here, maybe. There we go. That seems good. For an eyeball. It's in some old RPGs. They were doing a group raid, and one person runs in screaming Leroy Jenkins. Oh. Do you know what? This is a constant problem for me that I will never solve, but I am just so perpetually interested by the concept of Final Fantasy XIV. I cannot let myself play it because the concept of there being a game that I'd have to pay a subscription to play is just heartbreaking disturbing. However, having said that, I know that you can play it for free up to the Heavensward expansion or whatever the copy pasta is. I just cannot bring myself to start it because secondarily, on top of that, I fear that it is a game that I would get into and then be unable to do anything else. I would play that game, and I just want to play the game all the time. Unfortunately. Because that kind of is how I am with games. Oh, we said we would check on my Uma. Wow, we were gonna check my Uma. Hang on. I need to edit this. I don't really like how these pupils are working. I should check on my King Halo, because I can queue up a second King Halo. We'll see if my computer will let me actually have two things open at once that are both Steam games, or if it decides that crashing is in its future. There, that's a little bit cuter now that I made them shorter. Do I even like these? Hang on. If I just go for a circle pupil... Nope. What's happening? Why can't I make a layer that I like? What is going on? There's so many layers. Okay. Nope. Hang on. I got this. Then we'll check out our Halo to see how she's doing. I might like this better. Maybe I was overcomplicating things. And then I'll switch the highlight actually to being squared. And then I'll put like a shadow color on top of this that is darker. There. Yeah, this is better. This is better. I gotta change all these colors around. I was just color picking from the image and I don't think that was working for me here. Where's this one? Nope, this one. More saturated. No, hang on. Yeah, no wait, it's got it. I had to check because I was confused. Turns out I have Final Fantasy 15, not 14. I love Final Fantasy 15, though. I'm a very big fan of Final Fantasy 15. I feel like Final Fantasy 15 is the Final Fantasy that people give an unwarranted hard time to. And it makes me very sad because I liked it a lot. I get that it is a flawed game. Do not misunderstand me. It is a flawed game. I know this. I still love it. The fact that you couldn't play the whole game without, what is it? You couldn't play the whole game without playing DLC because it just wasn't in the base game? Stupid. Dumb. Nonsense. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. But did I also sob cry over that game because I thought it was really good? Yes. So this is way too warm. Something weird is happening with my color theory right now. I am not color theorying properly. Is this better? We have to go purple? Wait, that's actually kind of better. There we go. More purple. More purpler. Never once touched a Final Fantasy. You should touch the Final Fantasy. Take your hand and feel the cover gently. If it is still during the years that we're still getting physical copies of PlayStation merch. Have you guys heard about that whole thing? I think that was another thing that, like, the news of arrived during my vacation. The fact that they're not going to be selling physical copies of games anymore for PlayStation. Isn't that insanity? I cannot get behind that on any level. What is wrong with you people? We really are moving towards, like, the day and age of not being able to own anything. And I don't like it. Also, I colored both eyes. This eye doesn't exist. What's happening? I need to pay attention. I don't need 2 eyes. That eye will have line art. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it later. Pure and unadulterated evil. Exactly. I don't know who they think they are removing that. Hang on. It's just because they want to make it so that they can take things away from you, so that you can't actually own anything, and also because it makes it so that like certain legalities end up different because you don't own, you're kind of just renting your game. This is the right eye. But I don't like that, and I don't stand for it. Yeah, companies will cut corners to save whatever money they can. I know, but I don't have to like it. I get that they are saving money by doing this also, but again, I don't have to like it. And I know that they were kind of moving in this direction already. I guess this isn't really a surprise to a lot of people because I think it was PlayStation that... Isn't it that a lot of the PS5s, the base version, just doesn't have a disk drive on it at all, period. It just doesn't have one. Which is dumb. And I guess that was their way of trying to move us in that direction. Like, they sold a cheaper copy or a cheaper model that doesn't have it. Don't actually have a PlayStation. I've never actually had a PlayStation also either. The most I've had is I had PSP, PS Vita era stuff, but I never actually had a PlayStation. But I cannot imagine living in a world where there's no physical games anymore, because that's the other thing that's bugging me about Nintendo too, is the fact that you can buy a cartridge or buy a physical thing and there's no game in it. It's just a download code. What is the point of that? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Like, I guess it's still, again, yes, like cutting production costs, but why even still offer the, like, the fact that you can get it in a case to justify a $70 game? I don't understand either, because you're not even, if you're paying $70 for it, you're not getting something that's worth $70. You're not even getting the thing. You just get a piece of plastic that, or paper that tells you how to get the thing. It's dumb. I don't like it. That was my complaint with Pacopia when I was first hearing about it, was that I don't think you can actually own Pacopia. And I will tell you, I am very much a physical media person. I own all of my Switch games. I don't have really any digital downloaded Switch games, other than like Gris, which didn't have a, what do you call it, a digital or a physical copy back at the time. But it was just such a beautiful game that I was like, whatever, that's fine. It's an indie game. It's fine. It's an indie game. I understand. But a first party game and I can't own it? Why? PlayStation servers went down earlier. I imagine that would screw up things if you have a game that you can only play if you are connected to the Wi-Fi or the internet also. Because my big fear always is that it's going to go the way of Adobe, where Adobe, at least certain products, will not let you use them if you are not signed in or accessing internet, because it can't validate your subscription. I don't want to be unable to play my games when I'm not on Wi-Fi. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of times when being on Wi-Fi is not a thing that you can do, but you'd still own the game and want to play the game. Why? Someone actually told my grandma to buy the key card. It's so dumb. I know. So the prestige of a physical case, but they don't want to sell a physical product beyond that. Then why even put a slot in the device for something to physically go into it? I don't understand. I don't get it. Make it make sense. And I don't think you can. I don't think you can make it make sense. I think this is something that I'm just gonna have to be upset about, unfortunately. Because that is just going to be something that isn't going to change. But either way, I don't like where this is going. I don't mind Steam as a thing that exists for PC games. I don't own any of my PC games because that's just kind of not the way things have been, essentially. Like, a lot of PC games have moved off of CDs and stuff like that for a long time. And maybe companies are seeing that with Steam and thinking, oh, well, why spend when Steam games don't have to have physical copies, and they do just dandy and swell and fine without it. Goofy, still. Not a fan, still. I'm enjoying playing a video game right now that somebody bought more than 20 years ago. And I didn't have to buy again. Because I own it. Because it is my game. Because my aunt gave it to me and it was her game and she played it and loved it, and now it is my game that I play and love. And I like that sort of rite of passage thing where you inherit your father's games, you inherit your aunt's or uncle's games, you inherit something from somebody else. That's like one of the most exciting things when you're a kid, is you just get to have whatever that was. And you don't get to be picky about whatever games you're playing, and then that fundamentally shapes you as a gamer, because your aunt likes to play Final Fantasy and RPG games, and your Fungi father likes to play Mario. So then that becomes who you are as a person. But I feel like people won't get to be a part of that. And I know companies don't like that because that means that I'm getting to play the game without having paid for the game. But at the same time, I don't think I would have paid for the game if that hadn't happened. If I hadn't been gifted those things, I just would not have had a game, essentially, is what it would have been. And I think that's probably true for many people, where my family wasn't making the kind of money that would allow us to own a game console, or at least own one that was like the current generation at any point in time when I was a kid. We were growing up during some financial crash events, so it was a little rough out there. But we got to enjoy playing games anyway because, you know, my aunt was like, hey, I don't use these. Have it. You know? Don't buy the same game multiple times for each device. That's also true. That is also true. That's one of the other things that bugged me, is that, like, you know, my sister and I, we had our coral pink DS
Helly
lights.
shrew mates,
Oh, hi.
gamers, horses, gamers, horse gamers.
Yes.
If buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Come sail the 7 seas of illegally obtained wares with me. Ahoy air.
Legally, because I am a streamer on platforms like YouTube, I have to say that I am not condoning that. You don't break laws, is a thing I legally have to tell you. Don't break rules. Please don't get me in trouble. But I can't stop you in what you do in your free time. Does not impact me. Do not break laws. I'm begging you, do not break laws. Please. Please. Conduct yourself in whatever manner you see to be responsible given the situations at hand, shroommates. That's what I'll say about this. That's that on that from EG. I think I've rotated that up a little bit too much. But, yeah, what can you do? Oh, but, Shroom Sister and I would share games on our DS Lite, as I'm sure most people with siblings did. So, like, you know, I would get a game for Christmas, and then my sister would get to play it. So that ended up validating the game purchase for our parents, because they knew they'd get 2 whole kids worth of enjoyment out of it, essentially. And, you know, we couldn't play it at the same time, but, like, you know, we still got to play the game, each of us, at some point or another. Sharing Pokemon sucked, though. See, I was lucky. My sister didn't like Pokemon, so I got to monopolize the Pokemon when I wanted to. And honestly, we were so little, we were mostly playing, like, here's a Littlest Pet Shop game! Nintendogs! Like, stuff like that was what they were buying for us, which is part of why I'm so grateful that we had my aunt's games, too, because those were games that were maybe a little bit more mature, perhaps, and they're games that I can still enjoy now. Like, I'm not going back to playing Nintendogs at the ripe old age of approaching 30. I'm not doing that. It's not happening. But I'm playing Tales of Symphonia right now. We still play Wind Waker, despite the fact people may call that a baby game. I don't think it's a baby game. I think it's a really cool game that adults can play. Also, and just, like, other things like that, I'm glad that I had those opportunities, and I'm sad that other people may not have those opportunities to be exposed to genres of games and exposed to things that they may not have been otherwise. I would have never picked up Chrono Trigger on my own were it not for my father playing that game. I don't think I would have picked up half the games I did if it weren't for other people I knew playing them. So I'm grateful, but it's rough. First Pokemon experience was having a level 27 male Chikorita named Lisa, because I didn't know that the blue symbol meant. Playing Pokemon when you're so young that you don't know what the like male and female symbols are is actually kind of funny. But you know what? I'm glad you got to enjoy the game. I played Fungi Father's copy of Emerald, which destroyed itself as a kid. That was my first Pokemon game. And then I played Black and X, and I think I started Diamond. Every time I tell you which Pokemon games I've played, it changes which ones I say because my memory of them is really faint. My concussions goof that up a little bit. My memory pre-10th grade is all a little bit foggy. I did lose some things there, unfortunately. This is my eyebrows. Whoa! Fun explosion noises! Hi! Hi, Raiders! Hey, Shroommates! Can you rotate for the Raiders, pretty please, if you'd be so kind? Hi there! Hi, Anuki Kaida, how are you? I'm Squiiji, I'm a freelance artist Fungi. I'm also an art educator, and right now, for limited time only, I'm a volleyball player, and I've been trapped out at sea! I'm making some Artfight attacks right now. I'm working on an attack for Cozy Emil, who drew me before. I'm doing a revenge. Wahoo! But yeah, welcome in! I'm a volleyball! As I said, mods, like, you guys for getting the shout out also. But what were you up to, Anuki? How were you? What were you doing? Hope you had a good stream. I'm a very slow artist, so this is only my second drawing for this stream, and I've been live for 3 hours. Actually, wait, I'm not doing that bad. I'm actually not doing that bad. I picked up the pace after my first drawing, which is really good news for me. Yeah, 3 hours. I got 1 more hour left, and my hope is just that I finish this drawing, essentially. I'm making little, like, wobbly profile pictures for people of their OCs, because I think they're cute to do. We were also art fighting, and then art stopped arting, so I started a black canvas for like half an hour. No! I hate when that happens. I know how that goes, though. I have definitely had that occur, and I will not lie to you. I was having a little bit of a rough time trying to draw when I started stream here. I was just lamenting over the fact that, like, I feel like I didn't warm up enough before stream. I am definitely somebody who has to do art warm-ups before anything, and if I don't do them, I suffer for it, and I don't know if I did enough of one. Also, I'm drawing things on the wrong layer again. It's also the last day I can participate in Artfight this year. Oh no! I'm sorry! Do you have a really busy rest of the month? I feel though, because for some reason for me, July always ends up being such a hectic month. I wish that Artfight happened like maybe twice a year. You can keep your lovely July date, but like, come on, give me something in like, what's a dead month for me? Like, I don't tend to have a lot going on in like March, or I guess October would be Halloween. That might be too hard with those kind of things, but like November, yeah, September. February's my birthday, so that ends up being busy and crazy still, but all I'm saying is, please, please. Although I've done more attacks this year than I have any other year before, and I'm proud of myself for that, but I hope you got to have fun with art fighting while you could participate in it. Have such a busy month. I had like, I don't know, 6 or something presentations. Whoa! And tomorrow leaving to visit my family for important stuff while working on other exam. Oh my gosh, good luck! Summer school is no joke, especially when you're taking like accelerated courses. Good luck! I hope it's going okay. Good luck in your classes. I'm also on summer vacation. I'm not a student, I'm a teacher. And I'm on my summer vacation right now, which is great and fun and all, but I'm gearing up because I have to go back next month, and I'm kind of ready for it a little bit. But that would be really busy when I go back. Oh, and see, that would be a struggle when I would go back if I was...
Hey gamers, Sana is borrowing me.
Hi!
I'm really conflicted.
Why are you
I'm really
conflicted?
tempted to do a simple live-to-D model instead of puppet animation. The art is pretty much all cut up, just really needs to separate the face, and hair's for pathetic.
Here's my advice. You can multi-purpose use your art. If you've already split everything up from your art, just make a PNG Tube remix or PNG Tube Plus or whichever one that's called nowadays. make one of those where you are essentially a fancy PNG with movable eyes, because setting that up is like surprisingly quick. You can do that in like an afternoon essentially, which is what I did. I set the one up I have up in an afternoon. But then once you have that set up, it lets you get started. Just start. Just do it. Just start. Just VTubing. Just start. And then after that, you can work on rigging it for Live 2D if you want. Because why not? Why not do both? You can always do both. Both is good. University, preparing to start my bachelor's in like a month. Summer holiday start, but yeah, what even is free time? I feel ya. But good luck out there. If you want to share the artwork that you were working on for Artfight, if you did do some arting before the staring at a canvas, or just if you'd like to share some art in general, you are welcome to do so. We do something called art tax around here, where if you would like to share with us what you made, we would love to snoop and take a look. We're a little nosy. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you are welcome to show us something. You can send me a link in the chat, and I can take a snoop at that. And the tax frog is coming. Yeah, the tax frog will also ask for maybe the rights to see something. Do not disappoint the tax frog. Or do. It's okay. You don't have to. I don't want to pressure you into it. But if you want to share something, you can. And if Moobot doesn't like it when you send a link, he can eat my shorts. Probably. I will ignore him completely, and we will still be able to access the link, and everything will be a-okay. And I will not be mad. I'm giving you permission if you would like. There's a reason both as good as iconic. Exactly. That is probably the thing I quote the most. Both is always good. Nice. Ah. What was I talking about before I forgot what I was talking about? Oh, Raiders! If you guys need to eat, drink, or snork me, please take care of yourselves. If you want to stick around and hang out and participate in the drawing, or just watch and hang out and listen to some storytelling, you are welcome to do so. But please look after your health first and foremost. Please, I'm begging you. But you are welcome to hang out and do whatever you'd like. No, Moobot! 8 messages were deleted. Moobot, hey! Mods, do one of you have it? Jostle him. Jostle Moobot. Shake him. Make him suffer for his crimes. Thank you, Amber. I don't know why it's not letting me grab them anymore. It used to put it somewhere I could grab it. Oh my gosh, look at this guy! Are you a 3D modeler? Or did you draw this? Look how cute this guy is! Low poly model! We've been blessed with some incredible art tax today. Look at this little guy! His cute little ears and the whiskers and the mouth. I'm also a 3D modeler, so this particularly is something that I have so much love in my heart for. Normally 2D, they said. If this is your first foray into 3D, I think you should do it and do more of it. This is so cute. I love this. Simple little textures over it. First, I'm making a 3D model for Artfight. My first model painted fully in Blender. Do more of them. It's so cute. It's so cool. It's so good. This is an incredible first 3D model also, by the way. 3D tends to have a bit of a learning curve. You did amazingly at this. All the weight at the bottom of the limbs, the painting over it. It's cute. I started learning university. I'm studying game art. Well, good luck. I think you have a good future in game art if this is where you're starting already. This is a real solid foundation. Crewmates, please say thank you to Anuki for sharing this lovely, incredible, beautiful low poly art here is so cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is why I love art tax, is because I get to snoop on fun and interesting things. And I get to be really excited about low poly. Or like gorgeous digital painting and things like that, you know? I feel very blessed to have a lot of fellas raid me who are also artists. Also, Shermates, you're gonna have to watch me do a thing where I cheat and make this fella's skin color not the skin color it is, because it would take, it would be too bright. You have to have some undertone. I will not let it happen. You can't be that pale. It's not gonna work with the shading style at all. I already made a 3D game where I made characters, but I only made like 3 or 4 full models like this so far. The last time doing 3D is months ago, so I'm glad it still works. I personally have found that 3D, unlike drawing, is like riding a bike. I feel like if I take a break from drawing, I tend to forget, and I tend to lose skills. Like, my anatomy skills are not where they used to be for anatomy drawing, because I used to, I used to do it all the time. Now I don't draw full bodies quite as often, and it's very much like a use it or you lose it type of thing. With 3D, I found that I can take rather long breaks from it, and it all ends up coming back to me one way or another, which is very nice. I'm the one person that unlearned how to ride a bike? No! Bad analogy for you. Wait, that's so funny though. I'm sorry you unlearned how to ride a bike. I get that that is probably still possible to do if you haven't rode a bike in like 10 or 15 years. 3D is literally like knowing how to ride a bike, I assume. I don't know how to ride a bike. Billy, do you not know how to ride a bike? How did I not know that about you? What do you mean you don't know how to ride a bike? Billy, I had a bike. I could have taught you to ride a bike. What? I ride bikes so frequently. I need to ride bikes. I never learned to ride a bike in the first place. How many of you have never ridden a bike before? I feel like for the age that I am, riding a bike was sort of like rite of passage. You had to learn to ride a bike. But that's how you went and visited your friends around the neighborhood. You couldn't do that unless you had the bike. Crashed one time as a kid and said, F that. What? Open a can of worms? That's fine. We can open as many cans of worms as we want. I am out in the ocean after all. The worms may attract some fish, which we may enjoy. If you guys would like to fish, you can fish. But that's wild. Huh. No harm, time to learn though. Yeah, it's never too late to learn a skill like that. Parents tried to teach me, failed to, and then gave up. Really? That's interesting to me. I will admit I did not have an easy time learning to ride a bike, and I did use training wheels for an amount of time that disappointed both of my parents, because Shrew Mom was in fact a competitive downhill mountain bike racer. So for me to have taken a long time to figure it out was kind of embarrassing for her. I don't think I had the training wheels off until I was like 12 or something like that, which I don't really have any context. That was embarrassing for her. Apparently she could ride a bike at like 8 or something, but what? She's an anomaly, I'd imagine. I lived in a giant hole where the road was straight up rocks. I lived on top of a mountain. My driveway went into like a 18% grade hill, which is, as you'd imagine, an incredibly safe place to learn to ride a bike, and also a really safe place to sled in the winter. Kid ED bringing bike dishonor. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your bike. Dishonor on EG. Yeah. Unfortunately. It's fine. Why do I keep naming this skin? This is my color layer. I've renamed something wrong 3 times. What the heck? Nope. Spell it correctly. Yep. I'm glad you can't see the terrors I'm committing by not writing this properly. Ooh, we're gonna have to do some dark shadows because I'm not gonna be able to see this hair otherwise. And I'm on the wrong layer too. This is going great. Used to ride 4-wheelers though. Jubby used to ride mopeds or dirt bikes. Jubby used to have a dirt bike as a kid, which I think is crazy. That scares me. I will say one thing about me is I don't like going fast. I don't like speed at all. I know to most people going fast on a bike or going fast on something or anything is kind of exhilarating. I don't like it. Driving a car, if I have to drive at a speed higher than like 60, I want to cry. I don't even like going over 50 most of the time. I hate it. I don't like feeling speed because speed to me is a reminder that mortality is a thing and that I could run into something at that speed and that it would have consequences. I'm always aware that there are maybe consequences to my actions. Maybe I have an anxiety disorder. I say maybe as if that's not confirmed. But but like in a bike, I banana peeled and crashed my bike once going down my hill on the mountain that we lived on and never recovered my confidence after that. So now as a result, I hate going fast. I don't like it. It was not great. Speaking of going over 60, I got stuck on the freeway today for 40 minutes a mile from my exit because of road work. Oh no! Oh, you know what I didn't even talk about yet as a part of my vacation, which I should talk about, was when I was returning from my vacation in Bahama, we were just going to another park to hang out because, again, our flight wasn't supposed to leave until like 7 p.m., which, terrible. I guess we got an extra day of vacation, but we had to be out of the place we were renting by like 9 a.m., so we just had to sort of like do whatever for the day and try not to worry about it. But, you know, we're driving around. We went up to a place called Scooting Point to try and see puffins. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you also I saw seals. I also saw seals when I was on the boat looking for whales. There were also seals. That was probably the most exciting part, and I can't believe I forgot to say it. They're so cute. cute. Seals are so cute. They're just little guys. I'm glad seals have gotten some really good propaganda lately. There's been a lot of love for the seals recently on like TikTok and Twitter and stuff like that. I'm so here for it. They're so cute. We got to watch them like flop around a little bit on the land, and they were just floating in the water with their little heads up above the surface. Ah, so cute. But, you know, we went out to Scooting Point to try and see puffins. We did not manage to see puffins. We are out at Scooting Point when Fungi Father gets a text message from the airline saying, hey, your flight has been delayed. And we were like, what? What do you mean flight delayed? Hey. And it was because the place we were flying into had, like, it was limiting flights landing or something. Apparently there was, the Canadian wildfire situation was impacting a lot of airports because it was creating smog conditions, which were, like, not safe for landing in. It was also creating thunderstorms because that was, like, I guess heat or something? I don't quite know. I missed a lot of that. Our reception didn't exist out there, and you would think in the modern day that, you know, a rental or an Airbnb would have Wi-Fi, and you would be wrong. So I was a little bit disconnected from the inner workings of the world. But yeah, we got a text first that we were delayed, and immediately my sister starts to spiral into a conflict, into a breakdown, because she always does this. She always makes plans for, like, immediately after we get back from trips. So, like, when we went to the Outer Banks, she had plans for, like, 10 p.m. that night. And we were like, well, why? Why did you do that? Because we got home a little bit too late and she missed them. Same thing happened here. So we're at Scooting Point. We're like, oh, it got delayed. Okay, we'll hang out and not go to the airport immediately. We will just relax for now. We will just hang out. We'll just look at the beautiful water out in front of us and it'll be okay. She's spiraling already. And then, like, a half an hour later, we get the news that our flight was canceled. And we were like, oh no. Okay, so we had to drive back into Bangor, Maine to get reception so that way we could try and figure out rebooking a flight. And we found out that there were no flights leaving to the place that we live until Wednesday. And immediately, I was like, no can do, no can do, no can do. I debut an outfit Wednesday. We can't do that. I have to be home before that. No. False. But before I could even complain about it, my sister is like, okay, so we're driving home tonight. We are driving home tonight. And I was like, okay, you're gonna drive us? No. Fungi Father and Joby drove us, and we did drive home because, yes, Fungi Father and my sister and I and Shrew Mom all needed to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and did not have the vacation to take off. So we did drive. We, you know, because it was approaching evening, we didn't leave until 5 p.m. to drive home. It was late already by the time we could leave to drive home. So you're so pink. Why are you so pink? I need to give you a skin tone that's a little more flesh-like. Looks like an human skin color. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was the struggle. It took us 15 hours to drive home. I don't think I've ever sat in a car for that long in my life. And I think I was losing my mind. By the time, we had to drive also, we couldn't just drive home either. We had to drive to the airport, which is 2 hours from our house and was not in, like, the direct line of path that we needed to go in anyway, because we had to go get the car. So we drove a rental car from Bangor, Maine, all the way down to the airport, which was, I think, 12 hours of the trip. Then it took us an hour from the time that we arrived at that airport to find the place we needed to go to get on the shuttle to take us back to the car, and then it was another 2-hour drive. I was delirious by the end of the trip. We were in the car, in our car, heading back from the airport, and I, like, couldn't stop laughing. I was just, like, giggling maniacally for some reason. I just, like, lost my mind, I guess. And so that was occurring. That was interesting. And then I think I slept for the next 10 hours because we didn't get home until it was like 5 a.m. or something, and I sent a message in the Discord and I was like, you will not be seeing me Monday! I'm dead! And I was. Jubby and I both were like almost like ill on Monday because it just like screws up your circadian rhythm so bad to be awake that long and also sitting still that long. All of my marbles were lost in that car ride. I kept trying to pick them back up off the floor and put them in my fun little bag. It wasn't working. No. Oh, I need, this is hair. How about a scalare? There we go. Let me put the symmetry on just in case scalera for the other eye would show it all. It's just the same color here. Oh, the eye highlights. Hang on. This may be a little darker. Oh, but it's so close to the skin color already. Super pastel designs like this I struggle with just a little bit. Just a tad. Edie was going bonkers. Yeah! Yeah. I'm amazed that I recovered my sanity as quickly as I did because I think I was pretty normal on Sunday after we woke back up and drove home. Because also, by the way, when I say home, I don't mean home as in Jubby and my house. I mean home as in to my parents' house. Jubby and I still had to drive home another hour and a half from the Fungi family home. We slept there for the night because we were like, we're not gonna, no. So all in all, to arrive back at my house, it took us, I think, close to 17 hours of driving. 15 roughly straight, I think it was 12, and then an hour of not in the car, and then 2 more hours in the car, and then another 2 hours in a car later. But awful, evil, terrible, cannot recommend to any of you. So now, this week, the thing that is occurring in VTubing is everyone's at Off-Kai, and people are like, hey, EG, are you going to Off-Kai? And I was like, you couldn't pay me to get on a plane. You couldn't pay me to get on a plane. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna spend my money to get on a plane when I wouldn't even pay to get on a plane. No way, Jose. Ain't happening. I will not. Simply no. And so I won't be. Also, not gonna complain about the other coast of the country I live in, but it's scary out there. And by scary, I mean there's just too many people. There's just too much happening. It's a little overwhelming for me conceptually. I think that I would probably not have much fun being there if and only if, or because and only because, essentially, there's just too much going on. I don't think I could handle that. Also, I forgot that I need to do one of these. Hang on, one of these? There we go. Good, and then I need to remove this one. Nope, without symmetry. Thanks. There we go. San Jose so far. Because I live on the East Coast, I think the flight ends up being like this many hours. I'm gonna start adopting doing this. I'm gonna do it because it makes everyone upset, and then we'll make it so uncool that no one will actually say it ever again. But it may take that many hours to get there, and I don't want to be on a plane for that long. No thanks. I'm good. I'll pass. No thanks. No thanks, you. I will pass. But I hope everyone who is going has fun. I will still be maybe a little bit jealous. Which I think is probably understandable. But I hope everyone has fun. E.g., how could you? Easily! I could do so easily. I can do many things easily. Ow, fish! E.g., how could you? Simply. I just did. That's all it takes. Nope, don't do the hair. Hang on. Band-Aid. Also, Jubby is not home yet. Jubby and I have to leave, like, immediately when they get home. Why? Where are they? Also, I saw Amber ask me why I'm not doing the lasso fill, and it's because I need it to line wobble still. I need this base layer to also line wobble once I do the boil animation, so I have to sort of manually color everything in as a result of that. Unfortunate. Also, I think these horns are made out of skin. Oh, no. Hang on, I have to erase this out then. Whoopsie, I wasn't paying attention. I really have not paid attention as well as I should for this one. Also, I might make those other highlights cooler instead of warmer. We'll see. Rough. Yeah, it's not that bad. It just makes it take a little bit longer. But, yeah. Yeah, lost my gun amongst my... Oh, gum. I was like, you did what? How'd you do that? I'm relieved to have misread that. Very much so. Okay, skin tone, and then there's gonna be like a pink gradient on here. I do think I will finish this on time, though, by some amount of miracle. But anyways, that was my whole week where I wasn't here. How did you do that, though? Do what, though? Do what? Oh, Nyla losing gum in legs? I don't know. No clue. Somehow it landed in my pants. Good work. You have somehow made your gum clip through clothing. Because that's a thing you can definitely do and make sense. Surely. What? Yeah, good question. I don't have the answer. But anyways, that was my whole time away from all of you. Did any of you do something cool and fun while Edie was away? I think that's really all I can say of what I did while I was away. I didn't get to do any drawing, unfortunately, which I felt insane about. Ooh, wait, this is mad at me. Oh, there we go. Hang on, it's not mad at me anymore. Move that up just a little bit. There we go. Yep. Hiked a small mountain. Nice, congrats. I was a player in a session 0 for TTRPG set in Eberron. Is Eberron the one with the robots? Amber, is that what that is? Also, the colors look way different to you guys than they do to me. I think there's a bloom filter on this thingamabob that's floating that's making this and this look like they're the same color when they very much are not. There's actually a couple steps of value between them. Something is crushing the values. Whoops, that's too light. Come back to here, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, that's good. Exactly correct. Good memory. We aren't using D&D because D&D is bad. Hey, what do you mean D&D is bad? I like D&D. I know that there's other formats that people have more fun with. And listen, to each their own with it. You can like whichever format you want. But D&D was just what I started with, so that's why I'm maybe just a little attached to it. Didn't like that. Hang on, try again. That's better. Every color I use today feels like it's like weirdly kind of desaturated for what I want. Like, that's better, I guess. There. I did a music video for the first time since college. That was fun. Oh, that's cool. Can you tell us what the music video was, or is that like NDA or secrets or privacy things, perhaps? Have I done anything recently that I haven't done in a long time? I'm trying to think now. I should be doing more things to learn new skills because brain plasticity, clearly I need it, is good and important. Oh, wait! Do you know what fun things I do most days are now? I'm not a wordler, and I'm not a connectionser, although I'm really good at the connections. I make Fungi family mad because I'm quite good at connections. But my things that I do, which I need to send Billy again, there's a colors version of Wordle essentially, which is like a daily, like you have to try and color match different things. So they'll show you a color and then you have to try and remember what it is, and then you do it. Here, I can pull it up and do it at the end of stream maybe to show you guys what it is, because I haven't done today's yet. I'm pretty decent at it. I'm not bad. And the other thing I've been doing is my family, while we were on vacation in the Outer Banks, and this wasn't like my immediate parents, this was my extended family we went on vacation with, they were playing this thing called Poople, which is kind of like Wordle, but the premise is that you're trying to get the word to poop. They give you like a word as a starting word, and you have to convert that word to poop in as few steps as possible. So, and all the words have to be like valid, like real English words essentially in order for you to use them. And you might think, how could that possibly be that hard? And you'd be completely wrong, because sometimes it takes like 15 to 20 steps and is not easy. But I think it's a very good thing for if you're trying to like keep your brain kind of flexible. Keep those neurological pathways working as intended. Because you have to think like several steps ahead in a way that you don't have to do for like a Wordle or something like that. So it ends up being pretty good. My dad would be so good at this game. It was fun. Can you give us an example? You know, if we have time, maybe I'll try and play one of those at the end of stream too. But it's essentially, it'll give you a 4-letter word that'll be, oh, what was yesterday's? I can't remember what yesterday's was, but like they gave us one before that was, it was lake, L-A-K-E. And, you know, to try and get from lake to poop, you would have to like figure out where you could get the P, how you could get 2 vowels in the middle of something, like what order to substitute words in. And one of the problems that arises with it is that you'll often have to sort of like back up. You'll have to backtrack your answers because you'll back yourself into a corner that you can't get out of with some word, where you'll just end up going in circles, only being able to change like a consonant. Trying to get the vowels to be in the middle of the word is kind of the hardest part, honestly. But it is interesting, so we can do a little bit of dailies at the end of stream, maybe. I'll check my King Halo, I'll poople, I will do my colors, and I will make all of you start to do these things also. Also, this fella has like a little bit of like a lower lip lipstick. Oh, there's Jubby. Jubby just got home. I can hear them coming through the doorway right now as I speak. There we go. There we go. Exclamation point poop. Yeah, I was waiting to see that. Was Rex doing that the whole time I was explaining it? Because if true, I'm not surprised. There we go. Ring the Jubby alarm. Go ahead. Hey, EG, weird question. Have you seen or played any of the Detective Grimoire games? I feel like you'd like the style. I'm unfamiliar. I have never heard of that. I will say there's a lot of games that I end up not hearing about because, for what it's worth, I don't end up being much of a gamer as a person. I'm much more of a watch other people play game person than I am a play game myself person. So, like, I'm playing Tales of Symphonia, and I'm playing Uma Musume. But that's kind of it. That's kind of it. I haven't played, even like half of the games that I do like, I've never even played myself, just because I'm not much of a gamer and I don't want to spend money on them and I don't have time to play them, and therefore I just don't do it. I'm a fake gamer, maybe. Although I think the Shrewmates said I can be allowed to be considered a gamer after playing Little Nightmares 1 and doing kind of okay at it. I think legally I qualify now. Splatoon Raiders copy comes tomorrow. Oh, that did come out, didn't it? That was another game where I was like, there's like 3 or 4 games that released for the Switch 2 that I was like, oh, am I gonna have to get a Switch 2? Oh, I don't want to have to get a Switch 2, but am I gonna have to get a Switch 2? And Splatoon Raiders is like everything I would want out of Splatoon without being Splatoon. Because I don't want to play a multi-person battle-y game. I want to just play a game where I can just woo me and play on my own and have a single-player experience. And yeah, like, Pokopia seems so fun. I'm gonna have FOMO from the other new Pokemon game. Tomodachi Living the Dream seemed a lot of fun. But I do think fell off pretty quickly for a lot of people because it got repetitive. But I'm being strong. I'm a big, strong Shrewmate. I don't need to have every console that ever exists. The only console I ever had during the time when it was, like, the main console was... I had my 3DS for 1 year before the Switch came out. I had my DS Lite, I think, while the DS Lite was still out, but the DSi came out, like, immediately. So, like, that was not very long-lasting, essentially, as being, like, the current console. And I don't actually know if I had any other ones during the time they were running either. Like, I got my Wii very late. I got my Wii right before the Wii U came out, too. Like, everything was waiting. Next year's Gen 10 for Pokemon. That's crazy. Nintendo exclusives are killing me. I will say, for what it's worth, like, I know that there's some consoles that release and don't have a lot of great titles on them. And I do think that was kind of what was happening with the Switch 2 when it first came out. But now there's a lot of really good stuff for it. And that's why the FOMO is happening, is because there's a lot of really good first-party titles that I wish I could play that I will probably not get the opportunity to play otherwise. But then, at the same time, do you know how expensive that freaking console is? I'm not buying that. Are you crazy? You can't make me do that. Nintendo, who do you think you are? I can't afford one of those. Crazy. And also the games being $70 for a first-party game, also crazy. No way. No way, Jose. I will not be doing that. So I will be strong, and I just explained to you that I'm not that much of a gamer, so it will not impact me, and I will be okay without it. It'll be fine. My grandmother gave me her 3DS XL? Your grandmom was playing on the 3DS? Dang, you have a cool grandmom. My grandmom used to play Wii games with us, but I cannot fathom my grandparents having their own gaming consoles. They are just not the kind of people for that. That's wild. That's kind of crazy. They did say 2027, I think. Ah. You know what other game I was thinking about? Because I was like, this also seems fun, is Pal World. Now that they've sort of redesigned a lot of the pals to have a bit better visual distinction from Pokemon, I have been more interested with it as a game. But then at the same time, I'm like, when am I going to play that? When would I do it? Play Power World just to spite Nintendo. You know what? Maybe. But I didn't even end up playing. I was real excited when Hytale came out too, and then I still never even played it. I just didn't do it. It hasn't happened because I just haven't had the time to play a new game. I can only play one game at a time, which is why I'm taking a break from Tales of Symphonia to play Uma Musume again so I can enjoy the new scenario. But I can't do it. Cat Mail Company's my obsession? I don't know that one. What is that? Is that a Nintendo game? Is that a Switch game? Or is that a Steam game? 'Cause I've already diverted our topic. We're already on to Power World, which is not Nintendo and is kind of the most anti-Nintendo a game could get. Even? I did hear something kind of funny recently too, that Nintendo lost a lawsuit trying to patent something they had done because a Pokemon fan game exists. Which I think is so funny. That is the justification for it. Power World is fun. Steam just came out. You sort packages as a cat. That's cute. Slay, I know, right? I don't like copyright as a thing in games because a lot of it is copywriting just like technology. It's not copywriting like imagery or anything like that. It's copywriting the entire like technical process of something. So like what do you call it? Like starting screen games, like mini games on the starting screen. That was something that was copyrighted for a long time. I don't remember who held the copyright for that. It might have been Capcom, but that recently just like went out of like that patent or whatever wasn't renewed or something, or like whatever time they get to have that exclusively for ran out or whatever, so now we can do that again. But like, isn't that wild? Why do you need to own that? I don't think you're making more money from the fact that you are the only one who can do that. I don't think that's a mechanic that is interesting enough to a consumer that letting another company do it would destroy your business. And if your game can't support itself well enough otherwise, then maybe you need to work on some solutions to other problems, maybe. Anyways, what is the word? Not dissent. I will continue on. I will sally forth anyway. So made of Mead VTuber model, Nintendo's policies, you cannot have a me-like character. Uh-oh. But see, that's the thing I always worry about with VTubing specifically, is that so many people also violate copyright for character design constantly. There's somebody who was releasing Pocopia style models, and I was like, you're gonna get gotten. Nintendo is going to get you. I promise. They don't like that you're doing that. If what you've done reaches them, you are going to get cease and desisted, unfortunately, because that is their property. And it is clear that you are copying the style of their character. I'm not saying I like the rules that are out there, but please, if you're going to be a VTuber, don't make yourself an easy target for those companies. And I know people are like, I'm little, they'll never find me. I was on Tumblr with an account that made had less than I think 2,000 followers in 2016, and I got a cease and desist from Disney. So don't mess with it. Don't play. Don't take that risk. I do love, there are some people though who keep like cease and desist collections, and I think that's really funny because I think a lot of it is still stupid, but be careful out there. Be careful. Be careful. Don't get yourself into hot water, please. That's legal advice. My legal advice to you is don't do dumb stuff, don't get yourself in trouble. Don't do something illegal. I made doubly sure I could use an owlbear as an inspiration for my design. Yeah, I think you'll be fine with that as long as you're not directly one-to-one copying some way that that's done in D&D or a similar, like, piece of media. But the concept of an owlbear is not something they can own. They can't own the concept. They can own their particular execution of it, but they can't own the whole concept. Thankfully. Let's see. If I do, like, purple highlights, because I guess if I'm gonna highlight this hair, I'm gonna have to use white first, like pure white. Ooh, I can barely see that. Hair too bright. Let's see. What if I change these to, instead of being that color, being this color? No. What if this color? This color? No. This one. No, I think this was the best option. And then I might still go lighter. Like that, maybe? And then I can grab maybe like this pink for like... Whoops, a little highlight. But we'll do it in one layer so I can fix it after if I don't like what it's looking like. There we go. A meme model for playing Tomodachi Life would be cool though. No, I know. I feel like it would definitely be cute for like theming your stream. But I just feel like it's not worth the risk, unfortunately, of doing something like that. Or like, I've seen VTubers who will have like costumes based on characters from certain games. And while I do think that that can be very cute, again, I just don't know if it's worth the risk, essentially. They do own the concept actually, but it's a certain type of copyright that's more lenient than most. It's how people can make and sell supplements to D&D. And like, wait, so they can own the combination of an owl and a bear? I think they can own the thing that is called an owlbear, perhaps. But if you're going to combine two animals and make them something, I don't think they can own that. And I guess that is why it's more lenient. But that's interesting. I don't like that they can own that. What the heck? Not a fan. I made a whole video about copying designs. Hehe. Plugs my YouTube, maybe. But if you're gonna kimono Mimi and owlbear, they can't stop you. Yeah, I don't think they can. I don't think they would try to anyway, because the way that they enforce is also usually not super strict either. They're like, I know that D&D will go for people. I know that Wizards of the Coast do go for people, but I think they're somewhat like, what is it called? Like the Hoyoverse, where they understand that the longevity of their piece of media is somewhat dependent on the goodwill of the fans, and is also dependent on the fact that there is fan media being made based on it, you know? So they tend to not cause too many problems. Just call yourself a bear owl. Exactly! I'm not an owl bear, I'm a bear owl. I'm barely even an owl. Even. But yeah, be safe out there. Small custom Splatoon jointed doll I'm working on and been thinking about making an amiibo box carrying it. Not to sell, just to have. I mean, you're allowed to make yourself fan merch. You can do that as much as you want. Oh, but this was a thing I saw recently too, which was people at conventions selling Nintendo-based illustrations. Don't do that. Or if you do that, be aware that you may get gotten. And I think it was at a convention that was in Europe, somebody did get gotten. And it was because I think they were mimicking the art style of like the Pokemon games themselves, or like some particular art of Pokemon just too closely. So that was why they ended up in hot water. It was just because like if they had drawn it not so one-to-one with like, I guess like the cover art for one of the games or something, then they would have been fine. But that's not what they did, unfortunately. So they did get in trouble. And I think it was only one booth. People really blew that whole situation out of proportion a little bit. But again, there's a reason why there's so much fan art for particularly the Hoyoverse at conventions, and it's because they don't strike for stuff like that. Fan art isn't fair use? Not completely. Hi, my Joby. What's up?
Back.
Welcome back.
Hey, we gotta go to that thing.
I'm well aware. We said that I would end at 6 and we would head right over.
Gotcha. Okay, good. I'm just making sure.
Oh, I'm well aware. Don't worry. I'm prepared.
Alright, I'm gonna put my shoes on.
Go for it. I got 15 minutes. I love you. Parody is safe, but not fan art. Yeah, I don't think fan art has ever been particularly safe. Most of the time when you're making fan art, you are sort of at the whims of whatever that company is, whether or not you're okay or not. And this is a whole big legality with fan fiction also. Miss Anne Rice and her whole horrible event with any and all things related to the Vampire Diaries and things like, or Interview with a Vampire? Not the Vampire Diaries. All of that. But yeah, you're really only allowed to do those things because companies turn a blind eye or they don't personally care, but there's not a lot of legal protection for fan art or fan fiction, unfortunately, you know? Unfortunate. Don't forget the blush. Oh, the blush is here. We have the blush. Blush is here. Don't worry. Blush hath not been forgotten. I'll probably end up tweaking the colors of these just a little bit off stream afterwards, after we're done here, but I think these are, both drawings are a pretty good start. And I'm gonna do the animation after stream too, so that way it's not eating up my time to be drawing right now. More blush. Don't worry, I'll color these in, that'll be your more blush. And also I'm gonna make the eye visible through the hair. And I'm gonna figure out how in the world I want to do that in a second here. We'll find out. Let's see. So I have this. I think this is the part that's... No, hang on. This is the part that's not the front piece of the hair. As is that. And then this one. And then the eye behind the hair and the inside of the band-aid and the blush and the lips. And then we're good. And then I can poople and colors and check on my King Halo. I got a lot to do in the next 15 minutes. Okay. That's good. Check. Next, skin. I need a darker color. So first I need the blush, which is gonna be like this. That needs to be more saturated. Oh boy. There we go. That's better. Maybe. I'll take a look now, but I don't know how to have you send me the link because Moobot. Uh-oh. Are we having link troubles? What are we trying to send? Oh, also, we should look at a couple of the attacks that I got at some point. Maybe I'll look at them on Monday, because there's some really cute ones. Oh, she made me into a littlest pet shop. It is really cute. It's very cute. It's very cute. Wait, I have a layer called eyebrows that the eyebrows are not on. What is wrong with me? Why did I do that? E.g. What are you thinking? Why do you do that? Aw, I know, right? There's a couple more cute attacks I got too that I should show you all. And that is actually what I meant to do when I started stream, but I immediately got too invested in yapping and then did not manage to do that. So, we'll do that once we have more time for it. Is it on this layer? No. Is it on this layer? Yes, okay. So I need a darker color than that to finish this one out. There we go. Okay. Band-Aid. Oh. I was actually way closer to being finished this than I thought I was. Oh, the other eye. That's why I'm not as close as I think. This beverage, sure. Delectable water. Don't get heat stroke. Although actually I don't think it's that hot out today. We will find out. I gotta figure out what I need to wear to this event thing that Joby and I are going to be attending. There we go. Band-Aid. Now let me figure out this eye, and then we're done. So I don't want the whole eye to be visible through the hair. And I need the eye to mostly not be that color. I need it to mostly be this color. Like this. There we go. And then also the iris needs to be that color too. I guess the highlights can stay the colors they are. Oh, and wait, this down here doesn't have to be that way. Oh, you know what would be smart is if I just move this whole eye to underneath the hair within the lines layers. Put this under the main things. All the way down here. There we go. Now I can actually know what I'm trying to color. I'm so smart. Okay, there we go. Snack on some pretzel. Snack on some pretzel. I will have a nice honey mustard pretzel, and I will save you from me calling it a terrible, horrible, evil word. I'm curious about the Splatoon jointed doll. Oh! Not sure how she could show me where to look into it without a link. Ah! Hoshi, if you send a link, it'll be okay. We can grab it, and we can put it somewhere where it can be found. And it will be alright. And I will permit to that. And I will personally say that that is a-okay and fine. See the style of them in general on Pinterest or Google if you search Splatoon 1/12 doll. Oh, okay, so there's another method for viewing it also, mayhaps. So I didn't color this. Hello? 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 Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so then inside this eye, I imagine the best way of handling this is going to be leaving the eye highlights white and then making these elements like this color? I think. Right? The fact that I don't have another shading color in the hair, though, might make it a little difficult. The white's fine, and then... Where's that pink? Is it here? There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. That has better clarity. For an eye behind hair. Got it. Wahoo. Hi, first time chatter. That's an interesting name you have there. Hi, welcome in though. Nice to have you. And I finished this drawing. And I have 10 whole minutes to spare, so let me use my 10 minutes effectively. First by saving this drawing, because I had not saved it yet because there's something wrong with me. This is Cozy Emil. Cozy Emil. Perfect. And... Oh, yep. Bam. So first do that. Nice. Daring today, aren't we? I know, there are a lot of very interesting names on Twitch that are plays on words. Also, how do you give a person a blush when they're purple? What color blush do you do for purple? I feel like I don't actually know what to do for a blush color. Like, I'll make it more saturated. And maybe, like, more purple? You think? Like this? Maybe? Maybe not that dark also. But maybe? More saturated and red leaning? Yeah, that's kind of where we're ending up. Sama's was blue and got purple blush. Yeah, this one's purple and is getting more purple blush. There we go. I'm not really satisfied with this color, so I can at least edit it. Let's see. I think it's too dark for blush. Like, I feel like that's kind of okay. And then I can take the shading from the skin and put it on here and just clip it and edit the color of it, and then we're good. That was the quickest blush addition this side of the Mississippi. Cool that off a little bit, and I think that's fine, actually. That's probably a-okay for blush. Actually, a little bit less intense. That's pretty good, though. I think that's probably fine. Bam, look at that. So, in my final things, I'm gonna make it so you guys can't fish anymore. No more fish. How do I stop the queue? There we go. There's 5 more of you to get through the queue. No more fishing. Sanizum, you were too late. I'm removing the power-up. It's gone. It's already ended. Stop throwing fish at me! No! No more fishing! You've had enough fishing for today. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Not that type of queue pause. Resume queue. Final 10 of you. Get yours in. I've removed the redeem, so now you can't do anything with it. Yeah. Oh, wait. I have to be in a different room, so you won't be able to see the fish in the other room. That was delayed from the redeem. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna go in here, and we're going to do our final things for the day today. What? Yep, great. I gotta figure out why my transitions are lagging so bad right now, but final things I'm gonna do for the day. First, color memory game, dialed.gg. Bam, I am solo. We can do easy. We're doing the daily. Ooh, a nice pastel blue. It's kind of like a baby blue, maybe? I think? But it's slightly warm. So, like, we're gonna go somewhere in, like, here, I think. It was pretty bright, like, somewhere in there. And it wasn't, like, perfectly saturated. It was, like, maybe, like, that saturation-wise? That seems pretty good to me. Might be a little dark. Oh, it is a little dark. But that was pretty close. This is how you play the game. This is my preferred daily. Ready, set, go. This is just like the forest green of all time. It's kind of dark, though. That's fine. Like somewhere in here, maybe. It's not super saturated, and it is darker. Maybe it's a little more saturated than that. That actually looks pretty close. I feel like that's pretty good. Oh, not dark enough. Whoops. Not bad, though. 8.5 is pretty decent. Either talented or lucky. I would like to think I'm skilled. Oh, very pale, very yellow undertoned green. Sure. Sure, sure, sure. The nice thing, though, is that they don't time you when you're trying to make your guess. I feel like that's too saturated, actually. But not bright enough. Like, maybe, like that, maybe, perhaps? Ooh, too saturated, but that's still a 9.5. We'll take that. We take those. I like the sound of the sliders. Yeah, the design for this is pretty nicely done. I like the little, like, beep, 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 beep. Bop, beep, beep. I'm doing well today. Let's see, number 4. Oh, so like, kind of like a royal-ish blue, but it's not super saturated. Okay. So you can see that despite having aphantasia, I'm actually not too bad at this game. Ooh, this is too purple. Hang on. Like that, maybe? A little more saturated? A little darker? It needs to be more saturated. There are certain color wavelengths that I end up struggling a little bit with. Like, I think that seems good? Oh, too light. Whoops. Gotta go to event? For what? What event? For this? Or do you mean for Umamusume? What are you talking about? Oh, seafoam green, but it's not super saturated. Cool. You do. Huh? Event after stream, IRL event. Oh, yes, I do. I know. I'm aware. Seafoam green. Lighter, not super saturated. Actually, I feel like this isn't too bad. I feel like it might actually be a little more blue still. But, like, there, and maybe, like, there? Maybe I'm not saturated enough. I didn't look at it much because I was reading the chat. I might have goofed up. Oh! Look at that! Look at that! That was really freaking close. And there you have it. Here's my daily. I got 46.47 out of 50. I did really well today. I don't always do quite that well. But here, if you guys want to play it, it's kind of fun. It's good for practicing. I feel like it's helped me with my ability to color pick when I'm working on art so that I don't have to eyedropper stuff as much. It's quite nice. And then, with our remaining 3 minutes, let's poople. I will not be able to finish the poople probably fast enough, but yeah, you're trying to get to poop in as few steps as possible. Maybe we should do a day as just like a stream where we just do like dailies types of games. We do the Wordle, we do the connections, we do those types of daily games. There's like a daily Animal Crossing villager one too. Dust. I actually think I'm gonna stress myself out too much trying to do this right this second. So let me check on my hort and that'll be how I end. But you just can see now how it goes. Yep, close that app. Thank you. Hashire, Hashire, Umamusume. I'm not gonna be doing this long enough to put myself in the category. I'm not, I promise, I swear. Hashire, Hashire, Umamusume, come on, launch. Come on, launch. I have to go in 2 minutes. Come on, please, please, please. While I'm getting ready to leave, hey, Shroommates, we're finally gonna have a normal week next week. Can you believe this? How crazy. Never would have expected. A normal week with the Shroom? No way. I haven't gotten to have a normal week in a minute. So, Monday, VTuber design critiques. You know I'm loving. We haven't had one in more than 2 weeks. It'll be good to get back to it. Then, Wednesday, I don't actually know what we're doing yet. I'll tell you when I figured it out. And Friday, I am going to do more Artfight. Perhaps. Hi, King Halo. What you doing? Let's see. Hi, Taggy Shadow, my beloved. My best Corley. The moment I reopened this app for the first time 3 days ago after not playing for months, I was like, I missed her. Also, tell me why. Tell me why the auto is way better at making a build for an Uma than I am. Why are you long S? I was training you for sprint. That's fine, I guess. It's like way better at this than I am for some reason, which is kind of annoying. What are you? What strategy are you? Are you pace? You're late. Okay, hang on. Let me grab some skills here and then we'll be good. I'm just doing... Oh, did you even get any late skills? You've got like medium skills. What happened? Late search or straightaways? Like nothing. Front runner corners, long corners? This is a mess. Medium mile. I was training you to be sprint. Better right now is 2 speed, 2 wit, 1 light, hello, 1 anything. I think that's what I'm using, right? Oh no, I'm not. 2 speed. I have 3 speed because I wasn't reaching my speed goal otherwise. 2 wit, light hello. I did get a light hello. I got 2 of them, thank God, but I have not been having great luck. You know what? That seems like not a bad skill maybe for this. Home stretch haste is always good. Ramp up's fine. Corner recovery is never a bad thing. Corner adept is good. Emperor's Divine Might is good for this. I have so many skill points to spend on things I don't want. Based on number of fans, how many fans do you have? Oops, hang on. Confirm those. I do want those for sure. How many fans you got, King Halo? Can I see? Not enough. Not nearly enough fans. Sure, we'll take that. I will take... left-handed is somewhat useful. Prudent positioning is not bad. I'm not a front runner. I'm building you for sprint. Hi, Joby, I know. Give me 1 second. Sure, we'll take that, and we will take, you know... Oh my gosh, I actually have so many skills I can't take all of them. Okay, never mind. Jovi's telling me we have to leave right now, so I'm gonna finish my skills later. Let me raid out. Let's see, where can we go? This actually took much longer than I thought it would. Who's live? YouTube crewmates, I can't stand anywhere, but thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye. Bop. Have a good one.